If you cheat, you will get banned.
Going over exciting new version content in just 1 minute. With the arrival of PUBG Mobile's 5th anniversary, the Imagiversary theme mode is about to commence. To start off, there are 2 themed areas of varying sizes on the map: Imagination Plaza and Imagination District. They are simply brimming with creativity, with complex 3-dimensional architecture and compact 2-story layouts. Tactics that utilize high maneuverability are now more advantageous than ever. Several newly added items can provide extraordinary mobility. Freely build cover using block cover, which can be used as an elevator when placed directly below a player's feet. Use the dual-purpose cannon to launch throwables and yourself into the air. With portable trampoline, even tall buildings are within reach. Besides these items, Imagiversary also includes a supply converter that can be used to combine different item types. So explore for yourself and discover new crafting recipes. In PUBG Mobile's 5th anniversary, we will be officially welcoming the all-new World of Wonder mode, where you can play other players' creations. Countless maps that differs from classic mode await discovery. What's more, everyone has a chance to become a creator. Publish your own creations in the game for everyone to enjoy. Gearfront will be making its return next month, alongside the new Jet Boost board skill, which allows you to move about swiftly. Creation mode will also be undergoing an update. A special function that allows players to quickly switch outfits and backgrounds has been added for an even better selfie experience. Moreover, we will be introducing a new gun shield attachment for the M249 and DP28. Come and experience it for yourself. PUBG Mobile's anniversary celebration is about to begin. Get ready!
Can you send me that?
Can you send me that?
Can you send me that?
Could you please send me that?
From all of us here at Dolby, we want to congratulate PUBG Mobile on their 5-year anniversary. Speaking with the PUBG Mobile team, we know that one of their biggest priorities is to keep pushing the boundaries of mobile technology to provide players with a fun and unique gaming experience. We're excited to announce that we've partnered with PUBG Mobile to bring Dolby Atmos to the game's arena mode. Unlike stereo, Dolby Atmos allows you to experience sounds coming from not only left and right, but as if they were moving all around you. Dolby Atmos puts you in the middle of the action by precisely positioning each sound in three-dimensional space, so you can quickly pinpoint its location in the game.
Let's go!
With Dolby Atmos in PUBG Mobile's arena mode, you'll be able to tap into your instincts as layers of detail and clarity allow you to catch sounds from all directions in the heat of battle. Detect the distance and direction of unseen sounds, reacting faster and more accurately to environmental elements like footsteps and gunshots. Drop in and face the competition in Dolby Atmos.
going to be a space to play inside of zone right ahead of them. Big nades coming through. Does look like they did get a knock into the Chosen, and another nade getting the second one. Gosh, it goes down to that. Is it true?
Around pretty much almost right on top of each other. Telly's got to make a play. He pops up, gets one, switches. Kenzo's gonna get the follow-up. Comes down to 2v2, of course, in the flip zone.
Not to be happy about this. Sexus is the last one alive. A little bit of a distraction coming through from Sub Pig.
Wow. Can you send me that?
Can you send me that?
Can you send me that?
Could you please send me that?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, no matter where you are in the world. Welcome to the World of Wonder Anniversary Jam. My name is Goj. I'm going to be your host today and going to be casting a lot of the action, and I couldn't be more excited to be here with you because today, well, it's the 5th anniversary. We're celebrating it at the very least, the 5th anniversary of PUBG Mobile. It is insane to even say that we've come so far for so long, and it really does feel like this journey's just getting started with everything that we have in store. I want to break down what's going on today because it is a party, it's a celebration, but it's also a competition. Let's take a look at the event format because we have 2 separate sections of this show to celebrate our 2 new modes in the 2.5 update. We're starting with 2 games in the new Imagiversary themed game mode on Erangel. Now, we had 48 players make it through the qualifiers last night who will be joined by 16 mobile creators you all know and love to form our 16 teams. After those 2 competitive games, we will then transition to our other new mode, World of Wonder, where creators were able to construct custom maps of their own with unique objectives and otherwise. We'll compete on 6 maps with our creators, PUBG Mobile VIPs, and even you. So if you're hanging out today, stay tuned. There's a chance for you to get involved as well when we get into the second half of that. And we've got some lobby codes for you to be able to join as well. But it's a lot of fun, and we love having fun, but there's a lot on the line as well. We got to talk about the pricing and the points. This is the way it works. The first half, we're talking about eliminations. Now, we've got our placement points. First place, 15 points. Second place, 14 points. All the way down to, of course, 16th place, which there's only 16 teams. You're not walking away with anything if you get dead last when it comes to points, but every elimination is 2 points. So you're going to need to go kind of hot and heavy into some of these maps. You only have 2 of them. You've got to find eliminations in order to find your way to the top of the leaderboard because as we take a look at our pricing, you got to get inside the top 4 when it comes to the prize pool. That's right. 2 maps, $11,000 on the line. First place walking away with $6,000. Second place with $3,000. Third and fourth, a little bit to walk home with. But it's only the top 4. And with 16 teams and 2 maps, there is little, if not any, room for error. But hey, if you're watching from home and you're saying, well, they've got $11,000 for the prize pool, that's fantastic. Guess what? We've got giveaways all day today. You saw that number right. 300,000 UC to give away on screen for you all at home. So stay tuned. It's very simple to redeem those. All you have to do is go to pubgmobile.com/redeem, where you type in your user ID and then the code that we give you. And we've got like 40 codes coming to you live, okay? So stay tuned for that. I'll talk a little bit more about that and make sure you have everything you need to get your UC. Well, we have giveaways. We've got competition. We also have an amazing sweepstakes going on. That's right. Look, Samsung is a generous partner and one of the reasons we're able to make this event work and celebrate our 5th anniversary. So there's a sweepstakes live right now that you need to go get involved in. I actually talked to the team behind the scenes. We're keeping it open for you all. It's been open for a while and it's only open until 7:30 p.m. PT. You might be asking, hey, what is this sweepstakes? What does this mean? Well, all you have to do is go to, it looks like it's events.amg.gg/anniversary jam. You can also head down to the YouTube description to get that link if you didn't hear me. We've got 5 Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultras, okay? These are brand new phones. So look at this. I've got one right here, and we're going to be talking with a couple other people about their Galaxy Ultras. But these S23 Ultras are fantastic, and they also have a 5,000 milliamp battery that'll keep you going for an incredibly long time. And I'm going to be able to break down a little bit more about that. But you've got to go get involved in that sweepstakes, okay? Now, I've done a lot of talking already, but we've got to bring in a good friend of mine. We've got another caster bringing in all the action with me, Katie Bedford, joining me in the booth. Katie, how are you doing today?
I am wonderful. Look, listening to you bringing a show like that, Coach, you already do an incredible job. And hey, guess what? I've also got one of those fancy Samsung phones, the ones that we're going to be giving out today in that sweepstakes that you can all enter. So please do so if you haven't already. But Coach, I'm really excited. 5 years is a massive accomplishment, and it seems like we're doing a great job of celebrating the anniversary in style. So I'm super excited, not only for the first part of the event, but also the second half as well.
Yeah, exactly. Look, we've got a lot to celebrate and we've got a lot to talk about. Our games are going to get started pretty soon. And folks at home, if you have questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. We'd love to talk to you. I'll answer those questions for you. There's a lot going on tonight and it's going to be a lot of fun. But one of the things that's happening right now is the 2.5 update. So if you hadn't had a chance to check it out, you have to right now. If you haven't downloaded PUBG Mobile, I don't know what you're doing. The 2.5 update is here and you've got to go check it out for free right now. Head over and download PUBG Mobile for free in your iOS or Android Google Play stores, and also follow PUBG Mobile on all of their major socials. They've got a lot of things going on. If you want to learn more about what's happening in the PUBG Mobile world, go follow them on all major socials, including all of our live stream locations currently right now. But Katie, the 2.5 update, we've been talking about it. We've talked about the game modes. And as our game is getting ready, let's talk a little bit about what's in that 2.5 update, because we've got our 2 game modes, but there's a lot that goes into those game modes, as well as some other updates that if people were watching at home, they maybe saw some of those updates in the pre-roll content right before we got started.
Yeah, at Imagiversary, it seems like one of the big themes for this themed game mode is that ability to hit that vertical height that you couldn't otherwise. You get that block cover where you can use it, yes, as cover, but you can also stand on it and use it kind of as a ladder to bump yourself up to get to those second-story buildings, maybe create those flanks or other ways to get around your team, get those eliminations that you're searching for. Not only that, but actually the thing I was really interested in, because you're going to have to discover it as you go, is the supply converter, right? Your backpack's gonna have one, and you can put 2 items in to get something that you might not even know what it is, but it could be a game changer for you in the late game. So that's something you're gonna have to figure out as you go, but there's so much more as well, talking about those new POIs.
Yeah, no, we've got multiple different POIs. The block cover is incredible because you can like build it underneath your feet in order to like make an elevator. It's got a U shape for cover. It's got the whole square block that you can use to travel around the map. And you can also basically build a ramp with that triangle shape of the block cover, which is really exciting. But you talked about the POIs. Imagination Plaza, that's going to appear in Stalbert and Quarry when we're on Erangel, which is the map that we're playing right now. And then we've also got the Imagination Districts that'll appear around the map. And there's a ton of new ways to get legit loot there. So what'll be fun about this like 2-map competition we're about to see in the Imagiversary Finals is that it's going to be Erangel that we know and love. It's going to be PUBG Mobile that we know and love, but it is a brand new game mode, and the entire game flow will be totally different because of all these new mechanics that this new game mode offers.
But I think you said it best. Not only that, of course, you get something like the ramp as well. You're going to get that cannon. Look, the cannon, you can put other things in it to fire them. You can fire yourself in the cannon, too. So it just seems like a lot of ways to get that verticality that might have been more difficult otherwise, but also a lot of ways to just close those gaps and create that distance, maybe, if you're trying to get away from someone. But not only that, the DP28 and the M249, they have a gun shield attachment equipped to them so that when you're coming under fire, it can actually block bullets, which is maybe going to be on the more subtle end of some of the updates in the 5th anniversary, but I think really could be a great addition for a lot of people who maybe favor those kind of weapons.
Yeah, and we've got the World of Wonder mode that we'll talk more about that is essentially creative. There are so many different ways to build maps, but it is time for the finals. It is map number 1 of 2 in Erangel, and couldn't be more excited to watch this game mode in a competitive setting. Again, 16 teams of 4. So we're playing in squads, and there's 4 players on each squad, and we've got 16 teams. So plenty of room to work with when it comes to Erangel, but at the same time, with a lot of players on the map, Katie, especially when we only have 2 maps, I have a feeling it is going to be a very, very aggressive start to Erangel. And as we're taking a look at the map, look how many teams drop immediately on Stalber, which of course is one of those locations where that district, that plaza rather, can appear.
Yeah, it's going to be Stalber, and then down actually in the bottom left in Quarry is that other location where you're going to get those POIs. But yeah, I think the name of the game here, when you only have 2 maps for $11,000 worth of prize pool, you have to go big or go home, right? You can't necessarily be too careful in your approach. Yes, you're going to get those 15 points for getting first place, but you got to get those eliminations, 2 points per, and there's really no time to figure out a game plan. I think a lot of these folks, you're just going to have to go for broke off rip.
What is going on? Look how many players landed in Stalber. The one team that didn't land here might kind of have a free walk to the final circle, but elimination after elimination coming through the feed, I'm blown away. I'm not surprised to see Waffles and Jacob's squads at the top. You got Thesaurus, PEG. We didn't even get a chance to really talk about some of these captains and these teams, but if you're wondering who's playing, you can see all of them on the right-hand side. You can also see them in the YouTube description. We got some amazing creators and those qualifying players, but it is non-stop action, and we've got Shifan trying to hop over, of course, help out his teammates and eliminate thousands of players, and is able to do exactly that in a moment's time. It's going to be able to grab the res. Now, this is important because every elimination is 2 points, Katie, and also you're not going to be able to be getting people back into this map. This is Erangel, and yes, it's a fun new game mode with all kinds of craziness, like you can see the Imagination Plaza on your screen right now, but you're not grabbing revives every 2 seconds like you're playing some other, some of the other game modes that you're able to play. This is a competition format, and Risley Bear and every other player are finding eliminations immediately.
Well, yeah, and take a look at those points. Waffles team, they were kind of juggling for first and second earlier on with 8 points. Now up to 12 with Fake Pokey Clot and Jules being those qualifiers playing with Waffles in this 2-map tournament. And I think that what I love about that especially, Goj, is that unknown factor. You have all those 48 players. They came through those qualifications. They proved that they had what it takes to be in this tournament now with these creators. But we aren't necessarily going to know that skill level. But I ever see it, Clot, again, look at Waffles' team just racking up all of these elimination after elimination. Now double the points of second place.
Yeah, Waffles squad has always been one of those teams that's pretty aggressive. This is one of the new things that is a part of this game mode as well. These are the cannons. They can not only launch you, like we might see here in just a moment, but you can also launch projectiles out of them. And as some names come through and actually land, this is free. Elise able to land on top using the cannon. Great mobility in order to clean up some of these eliminations, and more points being added to the side of PG squad, who is currently in second place.
Yeah, and a huge elimination there. That was Clot, who we just mentioned from Waffles' team. So a nice job on that cleanup from Elise, I think all these players just doing what they can, right, to make sure that they can survive as long as they can till the end game as well, because we talked about how important it's going to be for those points, right? You're going to get 15 points from a nice elimination there. 15 points from first place, all the way down to 1 point for 15th place, 0 points if you finish completely last in 16th. But you got to couple that with the 2 points per elimination that you mentioned. So I think it's going to be a little tricky on how aggressive these players are going to be, but it feels like for the most part, you got to go for it.
No, absolutely. Aggressiveness is going to be key to success today. Look how many points have already been netted by these players across the board on the right-hand side. Waffles team at 16. A couple of these squads in trouble. PG's squad at 10. I know we got a lot of Papa PG fans in the chat, so if you're representing your favorite streamer hanging out with us in the YouTube live stream, we would love to see that support in the chat. Who are you going for? We only have 2 maps, so of course, if you're going for Waffles team, maybe you're going for the favorites currently, but 2 maps and a lot of action. Got Jacob's team finding a few eliminations as well. Her Gaming, love to see Her Gaming competing again in one of our events. Had a chance to cast over her a couple times now, and she's from Australia, an amazing content creator. Certainly can game as well. Puts up great numbers in these types of tourneys, but so does everyone else at this point, Katie. And things have finally slowed down for a moment. But I say that, and there's a nice push, netting 2 eliminations. Great swing around the corner. Now, Katie, one of the things I'm noticing very quickly is there is a ton of loot in the plaza. That's one of the reasons a lot of the players came here.
That's exactly correct. This POI, as well as the POI down in Korea, and there are some other smaller POIs, are going to offer that really high quality, high level loot you can get your hands on. So it makes sense that everyone's going to want to drop here. It's very risky because, well, everyone's dropping here, but if you can get those eliminations, you can couple it with that high quality loot and then convert all of that, funnel it into a nice placement. You come out of this with a really solid map 1, and you might be set, considering, well, at that point, you're halfway done because there's only 2 maps to get through. Waffles team still holding strong in first place, but Metalcore 14 points, working their way back up. Riggs right behind them as well. A lot of these teams creeping into the double-digit points, as it looks like Noise maybe trying to peek around and find some action as we swing over to Tate, who is on Team Metalcore.
Yeah, it's worth noting we're finally starting to see some players actually falling in our dead and alive tracker on the far right hand side, because when you do drop in one of these anniversary drop spots, you do get a free revive. So it's why you're going to see a lot of the teams drop here first, take as many eliminations as they can, and then they'll get out. But there's not other revive stations around the map to bring people back again. So once you die once and you get that revive, you might want to slow your pace down a little bit. So this is an opportunity to get a ton of eliminations and a ton of points and be rewarded for it. And now we've seen, it looks like only 2 or 3 teams left in this location. This is the Plaza in Stallber. This was the very first plane line drop you could take, and I think our plane is just now kind of exiting the map. That's how aggressive of a start we'll have in this map, and likely we'll see it again in the next.
Yeah, and you can see right there, it had just kind of fallen apart, but that block cover goes up. You can see it again. Block cover, extremely useful in this update. You can use it as kind of a ladder to go vertically. You can also use it as a straight barricade or get that U-shape to provide cover and an ability to return fire to teams on the other side. So extremely useful alongside that cannon, which we saw. And I'm still waiting. I don't know if we've seen yet the portable trampoline in action, but I'm sure we'll have sooner rather than later. Now, trying to figure out exactly what the approach is going to be. Here's multiple folks underneath. Not going to be safe to go for any sort of a revive, and with a sliver of health, those portable covers going to be necessary to stay alive for as long as possible.
Yeah, you're going to see extremely creative uses for these blocks that can be thrown down, able to heal completely back up, and it's going to push the equation again, looking for potentially 2. Of all by themselves at this point at the top, but do have high ground and fully healed up because they were able to use that cover. Gonna go for the drop and push. Player on the other side definitely noticed it and gonna try to heal up before they Catch them unaware. Now, this is a great play here from the player on our screen because not only were they able to heal all the way back up, they then swing up the stairs and have a bit of high ground and catch their opponents unaware. That's 2 eliminations on the side of the squad. That's a great start for the team.
Yeah, that was Tate Top G from Team Riggs getting a nice series of eliminations to get some points on the board. Reminder to everyone once again that each elimination is 2 points. And now you're seeing some distance. Not everyone clustered quite so tightly into that Imagination Plaza, but you got to be careful of these open areas as well. We know how very dangerous they can be if you're caught unexpected. You maybe don't have the utility to get yourself safely somewhere. Maybe you don't have that cannon to use. Maybe you don't have that jump platform as well. So we'll see what Her does. For the time being, knows that there's a few folks up ahead, just trying to maybe get a beat on what their plans are.
Yeah, now's the time we're going to slow things down because we farmed our points, if you will. You've got Metalcore's team, unsurprisingly, at the very top of this leaderboard. Yeah, 20 points already. Now we're playing a bit more traditional Erangel, at least to some degree. We've got to loot back up. We've got to find some weapons. We've got to find all of our meds, everything we need in order to set up for the in-game. We always talk about this when it comes to Erangel. It comes down to the early game. What can you find? How many eliminations can you grab in the early game without throwing away your in-game? Then you use the middle of the game to set up for those final circles. So now we're going to grab our vehicles, try to rotate to the next circle, and potentially catch a few teams on the rotation if we can. You can see 2 different vehicles being used currently. This is Solara on your screen right now. And again, we've got so many amazing creators competing today, and Solara, of course, is one of them. You know, a YouTuber that has been focusing on skins and crates mostly, and had a chance to watch them win way back in the day, the Maximum Carnage event, the 8v8, and excited to see what they can do today. I've had the chance to cast over them. I think it was actually last year, maybe during the 4th anniversary event. So excited to be back a year later. And speaking of that 4th anniversary event, I think the winner of that event was actually Ace Lawrence, who's competing again today. So there's a chance to go back to back in terms of our anniversary shows.
That would actually be very impressive. It's going to be a hard feat to be able to do, but certainly achievable here is all these teams just kind of taking their time to get set up. And right, it is that frenetic pace, that crazy go, go, go that happens in the Imagination Plaza initial drop, where it seems like essentially every team except maybe 1 or 2 was able to drop in there. You talked about it, right? You farm as many eliminations as possible, and then it slows way down. It becomes much more important to get that positioning, understand the rotation, get a game plan with the rest of your team. Hopefully, your team is all together. Unfortunately, a few of these teams do have those full eliminations. But take a look. Waffles still keeping it competitive. Metalcore and Waffles teams at 20 points apiece, which is a great spot to be in. But right behind them, Riggs and Bella Fox.
Exactly. Waffles Gaming had a chance to cast over their gameplay just last week, actually, and a lot of the same. We saw very aggressive starts from Waffles Gaming, and it netted fair success, but oftentimes was punished when it didn't work out. So that kind of high-risk, high-reward playstyle is what Waffles Gaming and seemingly their team always kind of airs towards. But with only 2 maps, Katie, again, there's 0 room for error. And if you're one of the teams that plays slower, I don't know that you could ever catch up. I mean, if half the teams in the lobby go for high risk, high reward, like you probably should, and half of those teams are actually rewarded for it, well, there's our top 4. So if you're not going high risk, I don't know what you're going to be able to do. I think most of our teams, if not all of them, will start aggressive early, and then maybe some of them will just kind of put the pedal to the metal, literally, with vehicles and push a lot of teams in the mid game, even to try to grab that advantage, especially player advantage, into the mid game and going into the end game. I mean, you can see a couple teams already being eliminated down at the bottom with a few points to write home about. But again, 2 maps, you've got to drop the biggest map of the day in map number 2 for a chance to be at the top of this leaderboard. And I'm scared for Kim Gaming. Love to have Kim Gaming competing today with their team. They've got a great squad of qualifying players that did amazing. A Swedish Facebook creator, Kim. Unfortunately, there's only 1 player left alive on their team, so it's going to have to play very, very slow leading up to the final circles, because there are placement points. It's just a matter of how slowly can you play to try to be inside the top 4, because that's where our payout of that $11,000 prize pool is.
Well, yeah, and that top 4 is kind of it, right? Because you're going to get something like, I think the benchmark being set in game 1 being roughly that 20-point mark when you come out of that initial opening on one of the plazas. I'm sure we'll see something extremely similar in map drop 2. But then it is still, I think, best for these teams to be able to get into these cars, to rotate, to try and find teams, whether it's a third party, whether you catch someone rotating, maybe you find a team that's not at full strength and pick them apart, to then couple with that placement. Because yes, the 15 points from first, it goes down 1 point per placement. So second place going to get 14 points and so on. That is going to be useful, but I don't think it's necessarily going to make up if a team has an extremely slow beginning. Because hey, you might come into that ending with 0 points. Yes, you win and you get 15 points, Goj, but you're still going to be 5 points under the team that left the very beginning of the map with 20.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Savu's team was on your screen just a moment ago. Great PUBG Mobile creator as well. Of course, competing against their brother, who apparently has already been eliminated down there with Levenho. But we've got 2 teams kind of plinking at each other. Great high ground position here for Fate Clapped on top of the building, able to kind of creep out the side and just lay down some covering fire. Waffles Gaming might try to shoot back for a little while, but wow, actually a knock from distance on Jules. Should be able to get this revive, no problem. But at the very least, you're depleting resources, which is huge. We're going to smoke it up just in case, because I'm sure what these teams are worried about. Now, we can see that there's no one coming yet. But these teams are very worried about is the third party, right? When you start throwing shots like this, a long-range gunfight that might take several minutes, you're essentially shooting a signal flare into the sky saying, hey, come farm us without us knowing that you're coming, because we're so focused on the team across from us. So something to keep in mind is we'll keep an eye on that mini map in particular in the top right-hand corner and see if there's some other teams trying to fly in and steal some of these eliminations.
Well, yeah, and that could be huge too, because Fake Clapped, who actually came in second in the qualification, if you get another down onto Clot, who's on Waffle's team, currently tied essentially in that first second with Metalcore, and then one of those third-party teams comes in, that could be disastrous for Waffle's team or yours, depending on how it plays out. Because you said it, right? Tunnel vision can be a heck of a thing in moments like this where you're so focused on that engagement that you just kind of lose out on what's happening around you. But for now, Clot back up on their feet, taking some shots down lane, not connecting with anything just yet, but certainly knows essentially exactly where they are. And Bella Fox, they've moved out of that building, pushes up to this half wall, as both of these teams in a bit of a stalemate, trying to get a pick, but not a whole lot happening. None of them willing, certainly, Coach, to cross on this very wide open terrain.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can split 2 and 2 here. And in theory, if Bella Fox's squad can kind of figure that out, they could try to rotate and catch one of the duos unaware. But they probably got great eyes and great vision. It looks like Big Pokey and Clot are going to bail out of this fight for a moment, as there's another team on the horizon that they want to get involved with, or at the very least, they want to make their way deeper into the circle. Now, we've got Jules finding Pickles and Mateen finding Jules. There's some trades going back and forth in the elimination feed, and Waffles is going to get out of here as fast as possible because it looks like her team is probably in trouble.
Yeah, Clot had a down as well, but Waffles on the way, just trying to sync back up and provide what assistance is possible right into the smoke and into the action. Wastes no time at all. Trying to get a sight line on where exactly these players are and what is going on.
They're right next to you.
I know. I'm waiting. I'm trying to wait for that moment, and this smoke is just too much right now. Waffles just hanging out, doesn't know that there's multiple players just inches away.
They've gotta know.
The ring around
They've
the road.
gotta
See,
know.
around these cars, you have to be able to hear each other. You gotta be careful before you get run over. The shots coming in. Waffles, a nice regain. Able to get the down, trying to follow it up with an elimination, but still that smoke causing a little bit of problems. For at least for the time being, one down is huge.
Yeah, Waffles did a fantastic job to try to bait out the fight. It looks like Mateen tried to strike first and lost, but Waffles gets knocked because, well, the vehicles blow up when grenades hit them and Molotovs hit them. Waffles is down, and Pickles is providing covering fire for their teammates. This is a tough fight for both teams, and they're going to both lose some in the process, most likely. Looks like nobody and Pickles are going to bail out. On the other side, Clot left all alone, Trying to figure out where do I go from here and how do I not die?
No,
So
that's tough. I mean, you go from that full team capacity, you're juggling for that first, second positioning, and then suddenly half of your team is wiped out. So how do you manage to recover here at this point, Coach? Do you think that Waffles team, maybe they just try and go for placement at this point?
All right, when you're down in player numbers, especially in 1v4 situations, they do it all the time in pubs. All of these content creators do 1v4s and solo squads constantly. So that's not an issue. The issue is you're playing against highly skilled players, from solo players that made it through the qualifiers to other content creators. So much more difficult. And at this point, you've got great points already on the board. If I'm Waffles, I'm hanging out center of zone, trying to grab the God spot and looking for placement points. We've got Nova Chiffon on our screen, as well as the map. We'll talk about Chiffon in a second. Obviously, a huge creator to take a look out for, because this is a team that could certainly sweep the table when it comes to winning, given their pro background. But as we take a look at the circle, we can see some of the strategies of some of the players to hang out on the edge of circle. Some of the teams that are fine with their current elimination points going to hang out in the center and try to have the advantage when the circle closes. We'll see which team's perspective and decision-making strategies pays off. I like how Bella Fox's squad is playing this. Lycan Moon, another memorable name from some of the events we did in the years past, a community member that made it into the qualifiers. Great shots. Wow, connecting a number of shots with the roving vehicle. Going to force what looks like Chiffon's team to think twice as we continue to hop between the roofs. The grappling hook.
Yeah, certainly not a safe set of buildings to go near. And, well, our current point leader has been fully eliminated. Waffles, the third team to go down, but with 26 points, we'll get at least a couple for not going out in 16th place, but a good start, just not able to convert that into a strong finish. Lycan Moon, see if they can connect, make something happen. They know where this team is in the smoke. Woo! And nice damage there. Spots went out to the right as well, just trying to keep an eye on the rotation of the other half of that team and the split that's occurring. But also keep in mind, there's so many other teams very, very close by. You always have to be aware of that third-party potential. Make sure that you're communicating well with your team to figure out exactly where everyone is. But we see up on that leaderboard some of those downs coming in from Flex and Jacob, able to get one as well. A few gunfights going on.
I'm expecting to see the boat gang come out strong with Jacob. Fantastic content creator. I've had the pleasure to cast over them a number of times. Now, the action's heating up here as we're closing in towards in-game. We're not even there yet, it feels like, but the players are bloodthirsty at this point. The fast start when it comes to the Imagiversary game mode, I think it's got something in their veins of like, hey, look, we've only got 2 maps. We started out hot, or maybe we didn't. We've got to catch up some of the teams at the top. Metalcore's team is doing fantastic with 24 and all 4 alive. I really like this spot that Bella Fox's team has locked down. You're going to be able to catch some teams rotating in. As you can see, Yellow Squad, which is going to be Riggs' team, rotating in from the top mountain, gonna rotate down into Gatka. And Bella Fox's team is on kind of edge of circle, so they will have to rotate at some point, but it's kind of Bella's and Jacob's team in the best positions on this part of the circle, and they've kind of warranted off all of the other teams to make sure they cannot come in, and if you do, you're going to be punished for it. And a number of teams have already been punished.
Yeah, I love that you pointed that out, because this location is very beneficial to them. They know that this team is up on the top of the hill, like, and throwing out some shots downrange, immediately turns around to check for any sort of a flank occurring, doesn't find anything. Back to this team up on the hill. They seem to be doing a good job of consistently just tracking all of the surrounding area, what is going on. So we have about a minute and a half left in stage 5. All these teams continuing to get funneled into each other. Lycan Moon just waiting for a good moment to get a nice shot. Not able to find one yet. Again, as you see those deployable covers scattered all along the landscape. Really a nice addition for some of these teams. I'm going to be interested to see how aggressively and offensively those types of covers are used. Maybe when you are Goj in a situation like this where you're trying to get toward Bella Fox's team, but you need those covers to kind of reduce that distance, reduce that gap in the open field around those buildings.
Yeah, the block covers are going to be everything going into the final circle. I would expect a lot of these teams to hang on to them going into these final rounds. And also, I haven't seen, at least on our screen yet, anybody use the converters in their backpack. I even saw, a number of people in YouTube videos or otherwise, combining grenades and med kits to create healing nades, which would be incredibly useful when paired with smokes as well to pick up some of your teammates. Now, we're in a mad dash if we're Metalcore's team, and spinning out is not exactly what you want to do. However, able to use the vehicle for cover for a second. Not a lot of cover, though, on that vehicle. Metalcore falls. 3 players on Metalcore's teams are knocked. Most likely will be eliminated as well. Going from the top of the leaderboard to all of a sudden in a massive amount of trouble, as it looks like Terminator's the only one that is not knocked currently, and now 2 out of 3 that were knocked are eliminated. Terminator's just going to hang on by the skin of their teeth, try to farm some placement points.
Yeah, that's all you can do, and that's how quickly things can change. You can be in an excellent position, top of the leaderboard, everyone alive, and then you get caught in the crossfire, you get caught out in the open at the wrong moment, and you will be taken down. There's just simply nowhere for you to escape to get to that kind of cover. As we swing back over to Solar to see what is going on. Only a few teams, I think, 4 of them at this point have the full capacity, all 4 players alive and well, as we get toward this end game. And take a look at that. Terminator, knowing that many people are close by, you just hang out. You just hang out by this bale of hay. You're not doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, with the vehicle in hand and the hay bales, not a bad spot. I'm worried about Riggs' team, of course. If Riggs' team catches wind that Terminator's there, that basically is a free elimination, but seeing a few more come in. Solar with a great vantage point to knock out potentially nearly an entire team. A couple have been knocked. Can't quite finish them off, and they're getting shot from a number of different perspectives. But the blue is eating Solara, and they're going to elect to probably fall to the blue in order to not necessarily give away some of those elimination points. We don't think Solara maybe could have made it, so they're going to fall in the blue, let themselves go down, but it's all good. They've grabbed a number of pretty solid points. 13 points is not bad at all for Team Solara. But we got to keep an eye on this action, Katie. There's a lot of teams not in the circle currently. Terminator's there, though.
Terminators, they're just hanging out, living the dream, hoping that no one notices their very nondescript and uninteresting hay bale. Don't go anywhere near it. There's nothing to be found over there. Nova with a nice connection on the nade, able to get it down. Another happens. Fake Queen will fall as well. Nova trying to capitalize on these. Metalcore, 26 points. Now matching the amount Waffles team had when they were eliminated. Will get overall more points because they didn't get full eliminated as early. But we'll see how long, again, Eliminator can survive for. Nova throwing out some lethals, not connecting with anything, but there you go. Woo! A nice down onto Jacob. An excellent job from Nova to get that connection. But, well, you got to make sure your teammates are close by so they can keep using, again, we've seen it so often now, this block cover to just create that space in this open farmland to get close to the other teams.
Yeah, we're going to lose Chiffon, which is a massive loss for Team Chiffon. Obviously, an incredible player. We're going to lose a few more to the blue zone as well. This thing ticks away and will consume. Here's a look at the U-shape block cover, which is a fantastic use of it, especially being able to go prone to still maintain your cover, but then be able to peek over the middle. You have a number of different angles you can choose to shoot from. Catch some of your enemies unaware. You've got Papa PG's team still alive on the other side. We're down to the final 6 teams, Katie. It is going to be chaos out in the open. You need block covers for these final fights, and you need smokes. A couple teams are electing to go towards high ground. This is a pretty good spot here for Riggs' team, especially because they do have, I believe, a destroyed vehicle next to them. Already kind of exploded, and they've got their block covers. So and they've kind of set up a full camp here. They could hopefully find a few eliminations, but also kind of just outlast and farm some of those placement points.
Yeah, and I mean, farming the placement points, that's going to be key because you're at the point now where you are getting a very large amount of placement points, 10 plus points, even if you get eliminated at this point. Riggs' team now, there is one down on her, but Riggs' team, the only one with 3 fully alive and well. So Her's team will see if they can get that pickup to get back up on their feet. But a good position just numbers-wise to maybe be able to win this out. We'll see. Payne goes into the storm for just a minute to pick up some of those supplies. The rotation's coming back through. Metalcore, keep in mind, Eliminator is still alive as well.
Yeah. Oh, no. No, not Savu. We've lost one. Farouk's final remaining teammate, Payne, still up. One of our qualifying players should just maybe barely get this med kit off. And again, he's going to have to rotate in if Her Gaming's team is paying attention. Uh-oh, nope, somebody else is. And that's going to be the side of Riggs Gaming's team. Down to the final 3. Katie and Her Gaming squad is in trouble. Riggs on the far side, continuing to throw down covering fire, and Terminator is still up. The MVP of Metalcore's team, keeping them alive and potentially netting them nearly the most amount of points. If the math comes through, likely we'll see Riggs' team win this, depending on how Her's team rotates into this next circle when it closes up even tighter. But I've got to give credit where credit's due. Terminator is doing a fantastic job just farming those placement points because they can. They already grabbed the eliminations they needed. They have 15 elims, and there's a knock on the side of Riggs, but it is replaced. Her follows up. Now Her getting knocked. The rest of Her Gaming beginning to fall.
And Terminator strikes with a down as well. Kind of popping in as this just nuisance in the corner goes. Look at that, Terminator! Down after down, able to get those eliminations, another 2, and I think finally these teams realizing, hey, there's this player over to our right. We were so focused on each other. But Terminator, what an MVP. You said it the best, Goj, for how they've played the remainder of this map 1.
Placement points, 2 eliminations. You've done your job. Anything from here on out is just bonus. Terminator can find one more. No, will fall. That's Riggs' team finding another elimination. Down to the final 2 teams, and it's a 2v2, but one is knocked, and that's Her Gaming. So it's really a 2v1 versus Risley Bear. And with a few Molotovs and some smokes for cover, we've got Riggs and Tate pushing the equation, trying to find Risley Bear out in the open. The shots go down, and there is the elimination. There is the win. Map number 1 of the Imagiversary game mode on Erangel complete, and Team Riggs coming out on top with a victory. That's 15 placement points on top of, I think, somewhere around the neighborhood of 28 or some odd points. That's a massive game number 1, especially when there's only 2 games, Katie.
But what makes it even spicier, Go, just the fact that Terminator doing everything they needed for Metalcore's team to tie the top points at 47 as well, being able to stay alive and pick up those eliminations for as long as they did. So yes, you got the win, but it is a dead tie with at least 2 of these teams going into map 2. And I gotta give a testament. Yes, it was that 3v3 we were watching between those 2 teams, but it came down to it, Terminator picking people off at opportune moments to add a little bit of that unknown chaos to that final circle. But congratulations to Riggs' team. Very well done from them.
No, fantastic. And I will say those block covers were the reason they were able to survive for so long. When it comes down to the final circles in PUBG Mobile, it always comes down to smokes and who gets the positioning early. This time, you can create your own positioning. So it's just the rotation that you're getting caught out in the open for. If you have your block covers, you throw them down, whether it's the U-shaped ones, the ramps, or just the square blocks. You can use those for cover, and you can win final fights that otherwise you would be out of position for. So it totally changes the way these in-circles are played, and it's a lot of fun to cast over. We saw essentially a fort set up by Team Riggs, and that was the reason they came out on top. So very, very well done. We're gonna get a chance in just a moment to take a look at some of the replays, and I've got to give some credit to the Foxton, to Bella Fox's team. They were also in a really good spot. They just got the short end of the stick when it comes to the zone rotation. It pulled away from the POI that they were holding down. So both the Foxton team as well as Jacob Gaming squad just had to rotate too often and too far, and were caught in the rotation. So let's take a look back at some of the replays and see what happened in our first map, because, well, we've only got 2, so lock in. And Katie, I think we're going to see a lot of the same starting in map 2. It was non-stop chaos in our Imagination Plaza up here at Stallbar, especially because the plane flew directly over it, and Stallbar was the first drop spot that you could take.
Chaos is the only way, realistically, to describe this absolute mayhem pandemonium that was occurring in this Imagination Plaza. And for good reason. A lot of the teams that ended up with those high score lines, those high elimination counts coming out of the Plaza, were the ones that were able to kind of snowball that into a very effective end game placement and overall point total. but heard some nice shots here up around the corner of that building. We had a lot of very good plays from map 1. I think that gets me even more excited for what we're going to see out of the replays from map 2, Goat, because, well, there's only 2 maps, which keeps just blowing me away. The high stakes that these players are going to have to keep calm, cool, and collected through to get the lion's share of that $11,000.
You know, it's funny, as I was taking a look through some of these replays, I was going to mention Waffles Gaming. They started off very aggressive and scored a ton of points early. I think it was over 10 eliminations at the very beginning, but then they were playing so aggressive, they continued that aggression, and it didn't pay off, right? They got caught out in the open and were eliminated pretty early on. It's definitely bottom half over our 16 teams, and they might look back and say, well, if we just would have slowed down, we would have been fine. Some of these other teams, Metalcore Squad, this is the moment that we'll look back on and say Terminator is the MVP, because the only one left alive and the only one not caught in their rotation, Terminator was able to make it all the way to center zone and hang on till the very end and pick up a few elims in the process. Farouk's team was trying to do the same, but here's that fort we talked about in map 1. Riggs' team is set up early. They kept getting the zone, and they kept setting up their fort every time they did have to move. And I think they only lost 1 or 2 at the final fight. So we'll see this final fight again from Risley's perspective, and doesn't win it. Put up a good fight, but doesn't win it because of the player advantage. However, it's Team Riggs on top at 47 points, but right behind, well, actually technically tied 47 points as well. Metalcore, because of Terminator not only staying alive to the top 3, but also stealing away 2 eliminations in the final fight.
Yeah, an excellent job from them, but take a look, really 1st through 5th, anything can happen. Even 6th and 7th, as I keep looking down, kind of a very tight spread. Maybe there might be a gap happening here in the 1st and 2nd positions, depending on what happens in map 2. But it is anyone's game right now, especially for 3rd and 4th position. All it takes is maybe Metalcore, maybe Riggs having a little bit of a tough start in map 2, Goach, and another one of these teams, any one of them, having a good start at Imagination Plaza, being able to snowball that into an effective end game. And suddenly, even if you didn't have as good of a map 1 as you wanted, well, it doesn't matter because you came out of the tournament on top. You came out in 1st place.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to consistency. There's 2 maps. So if our top team drops like 5 points somehow in this 2nd map, it's somebody that dropped maybe 24 in the 1st and then 24 in the 2nd. Technically will be right there at the top and potentially walking away with some cash. $11,000 on the line. And look, does this look fun? People in the chat, I want to hear from you. Does this look fun? This is the 2.5 update, so you've got to go check out PUBG Mobile right now for free on iOS or Android Google Play stores. Go download it right this second and get involved in the 2.5 update. And make sure you follow PUBG Mobile on all of their major socials. You can always learn a ton more about what's going on in the PUBG Mobile world. Always something new. And yes, this is the 5th anniversary, but it feels like it's just the beginning. And look, it's a special thanks, of course, to PUBG Mobile, because they also might have some giveaways going on, Katie. I mean, we talked about it at the very beginning of the broadcast before I brought you in. Yes, we're playing for $11,000. Also, 300,000 UC being given away today, and the first one is on your screen right now. Go to PUBGmobile.com/redeem to go claim your UC. This is the first of many, 40 different codes to be exact, that we're going to be giving away. So go type it in. Again, it's PUBGmobile.com/redeem. Type in your user ID, and then you type in the code. That's it. We want to reward you just for being here and hanging out with us, because it's the celebration, Katie. This is the 5th anniversary. So again, type in at PUBGmobile.com/redeem. Type in this code and your user ID. You're going to be walking away with 5,000 UC, which is awesome.
Yeah, 300,000 to give away. Such a crazy high number, and we'll be doing these throughout the day. So make sure you got nimble fingers, you're ready to go, so that you can get that code in as fast as possible. And best of luck to everyone, of course, as well. I'm really excited to see map 2. I'll be curious to know if any of these teams decide to maybe swap up their drop points or what they decide to do, or my intuition is kind of saying, Coach, that it's highly likely we may just see everyone drop into Imagination Plaza right off rip. Now, if they're going to end up going Quarry or otherwise, because there are those 2 major Imagination Plaza POIs, who knows? But I think considering how some of the higher placed teams did first time around, they're going to want to try and get that same farming simulator going.
No, absolutely. It's a great call out, Katie. I'm excited to see what happens in map 2. If you're down at the bottom of the leaderboard, it's time to go crazy. You've got to drop an Imagination Plaza. You have to farm as many limbs as possible, loot up, grab your vehicles, and fly at teams, because this is your last chance. And speaking of last chances, by the way, Katie, we talked about giveaways, we talked about prize pools. I've got to remind everybody, this is your last chance. We've only got like an hour 45 or so until our sweepstakes for the Samsung Galaxy is coming online. I mean, you've got an hour 45 to go enter into the sweepstakes. You need to go to events.amg.gg/anniversary jam. That link is also in the YouTube description if you want to go click that link in order to enter for these amazing phones. This is the S23 Ultra presented by Galaxy. They're the reason we're able to do this event as well, and they're a part of our celebration, so go get involved. It is the fastest Snapdragon processor available, period. And I've already talked about the battery life. We did an event with them last week, and those phones lasted forever. Nobody's on a charge, and they're like maybe 50% at the end of an entire show with like well over 5 games of custom games of PUBG Mobile. So go check out the S23 Ultra, and of course, go get involved in that sweepstakes, because you could be walking away with one for free. And I don't know if I've mentioned this, we're drawing the winners live on broadcast at 7:30 PT. That's the cutoff time, is when you can enter a 7:30 PT. Now, Katie, we've talked about all kinds of crazy stuff, but we only have one more game of this half of the show. And again, I think if you're Team Metalcore, you're sitting pretty at the top. Consistency is going to be a key, and patience is going to be a virtue after your first eliminations, of course, in that plaza. Talk to me about anything else that you saw that is going to be super valuable for the teams maybe sitting in the middle or on the fringe of that prize pool, because again, it's only top 4 getting paid out. I mean, block cover is going to be helpful. I want to see some more cannons going into the latter half of this lobby. That will help with rotations. Like, how are you going to shoot somebody flying through the air? Or set up your fort maybe and shoot projectiles out of it. You can load up grenades in those things. So who knows? I don't know what you've seen or what we could see in the second map. Everybody's still learning.
I think right now it seems like the block cover is the name of the game for Endgame. We saw that's one of the major things that helped Riggs' team win in map 1, as we're just about to get into map 2. You need to make sure you have some in your back pocket for those final circles to be able to have that survivability, that cover to get that advantage for your team. So I think extremely crucial, but I agree. I hope we do see some of the dual purpose cannons. They look like a lot of fun, and maybe go on top of that, getting some of those combinations that we're seeing from the backpack, right? You can take some of your items, you can do the supply converter. You said there's those heal nades, maybe other things that you can concoct that the teams aren't going to expect. They're not going to know what to do with when you use them against them, that could maybe cause some chaos, cause some havoc, and give you that very precious edge in a gunfight.
Yeah, it's really fun because I've had a chance to cast Erangel a ton, and it's a totally different map just by adding in this new game mode, right? With so many new features, so many different ways to play the game, and of course, so many different ways to set up rotations for the end game. You're right, block covers are key, so I like that call out. And I know our game 2 is about to be underway in just a second, so we're going to see the crazy action at the beginning. But chat, I want to hear your predictions. Who's going to win map 2, and will that be enough to carry them to the very top of the leaderboard and walk away with the lion's share of that $11,000 prize pool? We're talking 2 games of Erangel in our Imagiversary game mode for $11,000. What could be more hype in a celebratory way to celebrate the 5th anniversary than that, Katie? I can't imagine it. I don't know if you have a prediction. My prediction is I think Metalcore's team is going to stay on top. As long as they do what they did last time, they've got this in the bag.
Terminator was so impressive that I have to agree with you. Coach, usually you know that I'm going to like to argue with you. I'm going to like to take another approach. But Metalcore's team, not only do they have the survivability, but they really, I think, had that clutch factor as well. They knew the execution they wanted in the beginning of the game. They did that, and they rolled with it. Even though they had a hiccup along the way, they were still able to tie for first place. And look, it's that kind of, I think, longevity and scrappiness that is what's going to carry them to victory. So I have to agree with you, Goat. I think Metalcore is going to get it done.
And I think some of the other teams are going to jump on Riggs Gaming squad too, right? Like the teams at the actual top of the leaderboard winning the tiebreaker, which is winning the first map. So who knows? We'll see. It's time. Game number 2 in the final map of Erangel in our Imagiversary game mode. It's here and it's time. And this time, nearly an opposite plane line. We're starting at military base rather than Stalber. So likely we're going to see a lot of our teams, if not all of them, drop Quarry for that Imagination Plaza this time instead of Stalber.
Yeah, that's exactly, I think what I had mentioned earlier was that you're going to see Stallber, or depending on that line, right, it's going to be Quarry. You can see all these teams kind of waiting for that moment. I imagine here very shortly, we're going to see some of those teams jumping out. There you go. A bunch starting to go, and I assume, again, heading toward Quarry. Looks like that's exactly what they are choosing to do, because not only is Imagination Plaza, it's going to be one of those new additions with the 5th anniversary, but it has a lot of high-level loot that's going to be very valuable and give your team a leg up that they might not otherwise have going to a different POI on the map. And, well, it seems like pretty much every single team is going here. So this might be the very brief calm before the storm, Goj, because things are about to get wacky.
Everybody buckle in. Usually we can predict where everyone goes from here based on the plane line, the circle, and otherwise. No, everybody's headed to Quarry. This is a free shot at a ton of points if you can find eliminations. So we'll hop on board with it looks like the Boat Gang and Jacob looking for a weapon and can't find it. It is a mad dash for the loot. This is so fun to see. Talk about a celebration and also so much stress. Elimination after elimination. You can see only one player from Metalcore squad seemingly outside of the main POI, but you've got Nero Boy with a fantastic high ground position, DP in hand. LMG is going to be fantastic when there's, well, literally like 65 other players around you that you can lay down fire against and potentially pick up a few elims very quickly. It's 11-0's team that at the very top, already with 5 eliminations. They must have hit the ground early and found the weapons much faster than the other teams.
Yeah, a few of these teams coming out hot. You said it right. At least one team already in double digits in terms of points. It's 2 points apiece. And there's that cannon we talked about. Very helpful when you need to get somewhere a little quicker than you would have been able to beforehand. No surprise though, Metalcore already at 6 points as well. So just a little bit about 2 eliminations behind what we could see from the top placement. But, well, that's where you got to be careful because Metalcore's team actually going down one player right now. So we're going to have to see if they can regain, because the last thing you want to do is end up leaving this Imagination Plaza and not have your full squad for the remainder of the game.
We'll see. You got Amon involved currently, trying to find some loot on other people. Now, likely you're not going to find much of anything. I think one of the other things you got to remember about the Plaza is, well, resource management is going to be everything. You might find a weapon, but you're going to run out of bullets nearly immediately with this amount of players around. Again, it's survival of the fittest. You do get 1 free revive coming out of some of our anniversary spots, so everyone's gonna vie for it at the very beginning. Now, Kim Gaming, no, not Kim. One of the nicest people. I saw somebody in chat say they shared a meal with Kim Gaming and it was life-changing. Unfortunately, Kim Gaming is gonna lose their life in this second map. I'm not sure they're gonna be able to come back. Pop a PG down as well. So a lot of PG fans in the chat to represent PG. Oh no, Noise goes for the revive and immediately gets picked off. Somebody had an angle that was baiting PG and they're going to clean that up very quickly.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to see for sure. Metalcore's team able to rack up a few more. I'm trying to take a look. Rig's team, not necessarily down any players, but no eliminations, no points to their name just yet. And that is the team currently tied at 47 total points with Metalcore's team, who is now currently, at least in map 2, tied in points with 12 so far, and now just taking the lead as I say that. But Salmon flies in. That'll be Jules and Pokey as well. Noise all nice. In the feed. Elimination down after down after down. Points flying left, right, and center. And this is exactly what we saw in map 1. No surprise that we are getting a replay here in map 2.
Saman's team actually could have a really good chance to kind of clean up the rest of this POI. This is, you know, we had the initial action point that was just insane. You can't even cast it because every single team is here and so many people are falling. Now it's about who cleans up the trash and takes them outside and says, go revive somewhere else and get out of my lobby because I want the POI, I want the loot, but I also need the points. Solara has found a number of, it looks like 7 eliminations as well to tie Metalcore's team, but there's only 1 Metalcore player left in this POI in the Plaza, and I think it's going to be Saman's team that should wipe most of these players out of the lobby if Solara doesn't have something to say about it.
And Solara maybe trying to do just that, not wanting to give uncontested points to another team when you can maybe avoid it, but you got to be careful. nasty little heady that staircase is going to provide, but Solara should be able to get the pickup without too much difficulty. Should do so here in just a moment as we swing back over to Buzz. Taking some shots and able to get a down for it. There we go. This is the cannon. We've seen it for a second time this map. We haven't seen a lot of the jump pad, though, which I would hope to at some point as Buzz swings around the corner. Might be able to catch a few, and well, gets caught out instead. Goes for the nice play and pays the price for it. That is not how Buzz was hoping that would go.
Yeah, it's called a headshot multiplier if I've ever seen one. Perfectly connected shots, and one of Saman's players falls. Will get revived. Now Saman themselves also going to fall. Will trade with the nade, so well timed, but not going to clean it up. It's not going to matter. Yeah, that's a free elimination. Solara's team likely going to be the team that comes out on top in our plaza. One of these other solos left. It doesn't have anything to say about it. Looks like at least one's going to try to get involved, but Blind Baby might be throwing a few nades through the doorway. He's going to have to connect to essentially take this 1v2.
Pickles up top, a nice height advantage here, able to spot out exactly where they are. But we'll see what exactly they do with that information. But Solara, it was that 20-point total in map 1 that was kind of the staple. Oh, you gotta be careful. That is unfortunate. That is Riggs' team picking up some of those points. Wasn't really able to get any at Imagination Plaza early on, but now picking off players, which isn't a bad actually decision. If you back off, there's going to be a lot of players, a lot of teams rotating out of this POI, maybe making a break for it. Could be some staggered rotations away, and you can just sit there and pick off players one by one. Now, you only have 6 points, but still, considering you're about a little less than half under metalcore, that's not actually a bad point to be in considering how early into map 2 we are.
Another pickup from Solara's team. We'll put them at the top. At least 22 points. It's 11 eliminations they found in Imagination Plaza. A fantastic start for them. Now, it looks like Team Riggs is kind of pinching the POI to try to catch, like you said, any of the players rotating out. Solara has won the POI, but Riggs comes in and says, well, you might have won, but we're going to clean up. We're going to take you to the trash can and clean up all the loot that you've grabbed at the end of the day. So Riggs' team could win overall when it comes to loot. Certainly not when it comes to points. I mean, they had such a massive lead on top, of course, tied with Metalcore's team. But nearly immediately, Solara has closed that massive gap with 22 points on the board. Now, the question is, can they kind of maintain some consistency? Because if they were to fall now as we near what would be quantified as probably the mid game in a moment, that could obviously be very troublesome for them to be able to have any chance in the end game, unless you pull, Team Metalcore and just hang out for a while and farm some of those points. But nope, there's the shots. Riggs' team, Tate on the other side, perfectly set up, trying to catch these players unaware. Was able to do that, burning through some of those resources that Riggs' team would like, though, Katie. So we'll see. That's going to be close. But on the other side, another fight. Shifan would love to have a better map than the first one. It was a decent map, but it wasn't fantastic.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump in and just try and get the heck out of Dodge. And I think that's one of the risks if you overstay your welcome at that initial POI from what we saw out of Solara's team. Yes, you may be able to get those points in those eliminations, but you will get held. But take a look at the elimination feed. Lycan, Alex, there are so many that are happening left and right now. These teams duking it out. Grizzly Bear with another onto Clot. Wow. Speaking of that, Clot, that is a huge player to be able to take out of the map for the time being. We saw early on Clot on Waffle's team was really doing work in map 1. So a power player to remove from the equation.
Yeah, her gaming's team, luckily not only won the fight, but also were able to grab both reses. Most likely, Waffle's going to try to come in and help, but probably too late. On the other side, we've got Ace. We love Ace Lawrence. We saw some people cheering on Ace in the chat. I think Ace was basically saying he was just taking up a slot. He didn't have any chance of winning. You're wrong, buddy. You won the 4th anniversary. Now, unfortunately, your teammate does get eliminated, and, well, your team gets eliminated. So maybe I ate my words pretty quickly on that, Ace. I was cheering for you, though, and I'm proud of you regardless, Ace, all right? So if you pop into the chat, just chat. Let Ace know when he pops in that I was really going for it.
Definitely wasn't your caster curse. We'll make sure.
No, and I'll also double down on the caster curse because I thought her gaming team was going to be able to get those reses off. they were eliminated. Waffles came around the corner and likely took out the team. So you can see on your screen right now, Waffles looting up, and her gaming's fully out of this thing. So done and dusted. Last map, nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and nowhere to hide. Waffles is finding more eliminations, hopefully having a better map than the last.
Yeah, hopefully Solara's team continuing to rack up a really strong amount of points at 26, but you only have half of your team left, which could spell disaster for their ability to place well in the end game, because if you get eliminated at this point, you're going to get only 2 points, right? It's 0 points for 16th, all the way up to 15 points for first place. So you might get, 2 or 3, but that's not really going to help you, considering the top score line was 47 points for map 1, which is what we saw out of Riggs team, what we saw out of Metalcore's team. And right now it kind of still seems to be a little bit of a race between them. I can't remember though, Coach. I'm not sure if you can recall what exactly the point total was for Solara's team in map 1.
Yeah, they're about middle of the pack or so. I think they were in the 20s.
Okay.
We get confirmation on that, but again, with only 2 maps, there's nowhere to hide. This is the time to pop off. Solara's team in trouble though. They've lost 3, Katie, out of nowhere in such a good spot. This is almost reminiscent of what happened to Waffles in the last map. Came out strong with over 20 points, and then all of a sudden we're getting eliminated. It's like 2 left for Solara's team, rather. Now here's Metalcore's team doing what Metalcore does. Flawless rotations. 16 points near the top, and rotating all with their own vehicles. Now, these rovers don't have a ton of cover, but they can certainly get you to the location you're trying to go pretty quickly. So any vehicle is good in my book. Incredibly influential. So we'll see what Metalcore's team can do. Might go for the glider. No, that's just death incarnate. His gliders are awesome, but if you get caught out in the open while you're rotating with them, yeah, you're done for.
You are done for. We will see you later. Metalcore's team able to pick up at least 1 more elimination. Now 10 points behind Solara's, but in a good position, especially considering, keep in mind, Riggs' team, right? So both of those teams tied at 47 points coming out of map 1, but now there's a 10-point lead that Metalcore has over Riggs' team at 16 to 6 points. So currently, if all other teams stay the same, maybe Solara's team runs into a little more trouble, gets eliminated now. It is going to be continued as a race between those 2 teams to see who can close it out here in map 2 because of such strong finishes. But anything can happen. Any of these teams capable of getting it done. And within all of the craziness that we know is possible, we'll see what happens, where those storms pull, where those final circles end up. And nice shots out of Mateen, able to get 1 down, climbs back over that half wall, a little bit of cover, spots at least 1 person coming in from the flank and is ready for it, prepared through that window to take shots.
Yeah, this is Riggs Gaming's team. This is a huge win if Pickle's team can take it. We've lost Ray already, so down to 3 and 2 are half health. Kazak's going to push the equation, trying to force the fight early and try to get the jump on their opponents. Pickles on the other side. No! Lose 1. Trying to play the trade and misses it. Riggs on the other side. Content creator in charge at the top of the leaderboard, falls. 2 down. Only 1 alive. It's just Tate, and they're going to hang out on edge of zone and take a playbook. Honestly, not even take a play, take the entire playbook of Metalcore's team and run with it and just hang on till the end and try to get as many placement points as possible. Now, I took a look back at our leaderboard. This is a huge take for Pickle's squad because they only had 10 points in map 1. So they need a huge map to catch up. The team's up in the 40s. And Solara at the top of our leaderboard, right ahead of Pickles at 26 right now, they actually only scored 13. So they're at 39 currently, which is not even close, really, to as many as teams at the top of the leaderboard at the end of the day had from map 1. But we'll see. I mean, of course, those placement points will help. See Bella Fox's team fully eliminated as well, so we won't be seeing them and taking away any cash, but hopefully they had a lot of fun.
We'll see now. That Riggs moment, I mean, maybe Metalcore's team watching it, there in elimination feed, maybe not even paying attention to what's going on, but that is a massive boon for them that Riggs team is down to just one player remaining, and Tate trying to do what we saw Terminator do so flawlessly in map 1, which was just hold on, pick up those safe eliminations when they could, convert that into a 3rd place finish to get 13 points on top of it. So now we'll see if they can do it again in even better position, because they still have everyone on that squad alive. A few of these teams taking shots at each other. You can see Waffles there all on their lonesome. I have one other player on the team alive and well, but we'll swing over to PUBG and see what's going on with their team for the time being, if they can get a few more eliminations on the board, as we're just about to close out here in stage 2 and continue funneling these teams. I'll be curious to know where it ends up as well, Goj, because last time around we had these final rotations going into very open areas. I'll be curious to know if we get something similar this time around, because if it is those open areas, the name of the game is going to be which teams were better with those block covers.
Yeah, we lost Kim earlier, but they were able to get them back seemingly close enough to get a free revive. But it looks like the circle's going to close on Yasnia, which is, Yasnaya rather. That's an interesting in-circle, especially if it ends inside of Yasnaya. I mean, that is a lot of buildings and a lot of high ground and a lot of verticality. So there could be a lot more than 3 teams in the final fight with how much verticality is in this POI. So keep that in mind as the circle continues to close. This is where you definitely want to set up for some of the god spots, and looks like Papa PG is leading the charge with a nice high ground position, potentially picking a few up with the DP in hand. Speaking of the DP, Lavino's getting involved on Jacob's team. Probably not going to jump this fight, though. We're going to back out.
Yeah, nice job to just be aware of whether it was a fight that was worthwhile to get into. And I think you said it right, going back to talking about that verticality. Again, those block covers, they're not just used as cover. You can also use them as a ladder. You can stack them on top of each other while you're standing there to give you a boost up. Couple that with anyone who might have a portable trampoline in their back pocket. And if we do get a highly vertical end game, the teams that thought ahead and prepared for that will see the dividends paid out. Metalcore,
wow.
Nice job on a few of those eliminations, able to get one on the board.
I'm going to be honest. That was just a misplay from Lavino's squad. They pushed a fight that they thought they could take. Shots came in from a different angle, and they weren't able to throw the smokes out fast enough to not lose one of their party members. And now it could potentially be a cleanup. Now it looks like Inverter is able to answer back, so they might have to pop back out. But there's a solo player hanging out inside of one of these bunkers, and they thought it'd be a free elimination, and it wasn't. This is Riazzo holding it down. He says, come get me. I'm ready. I don't care how many there are. I'll make it happen. And Metalcore's team having to relocate. This is, it's not going fantastic for Metalcore, but it's not going bad. 18 points. It's very solid for a team at the top, especially when you take into account the team they're fighting against only has 6. That's Riggs, with only 1 player left alive.
And Riggs, but hey, we've seen crazier things happen when there's only 1 player remaining, but we swing back over. This is going to be certainly a familiar face, not someone you're going to want to go up in a 1v1 situation against. Does have 3 out of the 4 players on the team up and well. A Buzz on that elimination feed alongside Joy, causing some problems here for Metalcore. Might actually be disastrous as 2 are full eliminated, 1 is downed. And just like that, Metalcore seeing the same sort of off-screen wipe and crumble that happened with Riggs' team. These are the 2 teams that were tied for first place in map 1 with 47 points apiece. Metalcore's team at 18 here. And look, I'm just saying, depending on who the final player is, who's alive there, and it looks like maybe it is Metalcore themselves, if you can hold on for placement, you actually are probably in a very good position, regardless of the 3 out of 4 wipe on your squad we just saw.
Yeah, Lavino's squad finally getting the better of Riazzo. They kept trying to address the fight from a different angle and finally got the better of them. They were hanging out for a while and stalled them out, and I think picked up 1 in the process, but we've lost the final player for Sevu's team. So Sevu will fall with now 11 total points. Won't be seeing them at the top of the leaderboard, but thanks for playing. Excited about the second half. It's not over yet, but Metalcore in trouble. A number of different players on him, and Metalcore does fall. Buzz OP falls. Metalcore and is able to loot him up. That means Metalcore's team completely wiped. 22 points is their final score in game 2. Again, they were tied for first at 47. So the score to beat, Katie, is 69. That is the score to beat. So everybody's going to be vying for that 70-point margin in order to take down the team at the top. And right now, again, Riggs is going to try to farm some of those placement points, but that is a monumental team wipe.
Yeah, that is, you said it, that is probably the most pivotal team wipe that's happened here, because Riggs' team, yeah, you want to eliminate them too because they're also tied for first, but they only have one player and they only have 6 points right now. So they weren't nearly as much of a threat to sealing away this entire event as what was with Metalcore. So finding them out, being able to get that final elimination is huge. Granted, they do have 22 points, so that's not a bad scoreline by any means, but they will get very poor placement points this time around because it is 15 points in placement for first, all the way down to 1 point for 15th, and then 0 points for 16th. We'll swing back over to Payne on the screen, trying to see how they want to deal with the teams in front of them. Does have a lot of water to the left, but a team peppering them with shots up top, and some return fire coming in. Connects, not able to get it down though.
Yeah, Shifan, of course, on your screen, still repping Nova in their name, but recently just made the transition to the NA division with InHyper. Yeah, they're just casually number 2 in the PMPL right now with Shifan as big brain man. So watch out for Shifan's team. Now, they were somewhere around, looks like 6th place with 24 points. So definitely within striking distance. However, they've been playing the slow game and only have 2 points in this map. You're going to need a sizable jump in points to have a chance at it, but definitely possible.
Yeah, definitely possible, and we'll see what this team wants to do next. Again, just kind of trying to find these positioning shuffles, right? You have players across the way to your left that you have to be mindful of, that they don't pick you off as you're trying to address the team in front of you. And now you have kind of a 3, if you will, V2, V1, it looks like. And we have to take careful. Riggs, that is going to be the final member of Riggs' team, falls right here.
Wow.
Mateen taking them down. That is both first place teams coming into map 2 have been fully eliminated. Riggs' team with 11, Metalcore's team with 22. So Metalcore at this point, that 69 total points. The score to beat for first place.
All right, Metalcore's in the chat. It was a tough rotation, Metalcore, but you've got to be happy about Riggs falling there. That does put you in the lead. 69 is a score to beat. All the other teams are going to have to drop bombs in order to do so. And speaking of bombs, Pickles Gaming near the top of this leaderboard at 24, dropping a few nades over the top. Able to connect with a little bit. Both players really weak, and a second one does connect. Able to knock both and clean them up. That is 2 more going to the side of Pickles. Yet there's 1 more to deal with from the distance. A little damage. No, everything's okay. We can loot up. We can grab our meds. Everything's fine. Whew. It was a little stressful there for a second, but yeah, Shifan with some nice angles. Again, we've got to get a move on. If I'm Shifan, I've got to start slaying, and I've got to start playing aggressive. Got a chance for top 4, but it's got to happen now. We lose Flash. Payne trying to pick up a few and is able to do so. Shifan in trouble out of nowhere. Goes down, and that's Buzz OP. Talk about OP. My man Buzz is getting involved. A number of eliminations on the side of Buzz, and all of a sudden, the mid-game got spicy.
Spicy indeed. Teams falling left and right. Just a little more than half the lobby remaining right now, and we might very well get to less than half as these gunfights continue on. Take a look at that minimap. So many teams clustered so very close together as that storm's going to continue to funnel people inward. But Pickles' team, an excellent job so far. Both of those teams, actually, I think kind of with the point spread, it's been much more even in some of the top teams than what we saw in map 1, where it was just kind of a shuffle for 2 teams. This time around, you've got 3 essentially all tied for first.
Oh, Killjoy's back, and I know Coffee's not happy about it. He tuned in last week, shouting out Killjoy, and Killjoy was trying to make the best of it, and a little bit of a rivalry there. This time, Coffee's hanging out with us in the chat, and Killjoy's continuing to put on a show after coming through the qualifiers. 5 total eliminations from Killjoy by themselves. Now Pickles' team again finding an elimination or 2. Looks like Simon finds a couple. You're right, everybody's at the top, but where were they in map 1? That's what I'm keeping an eye out for, because yes, Simon's at the top with 28. And Saman was sitting almost at the bottom with only 6 points in map 1. So now 34. Fantastic map, not counting placement points. That's a 40-point total. Still less, though, from Riggs and the company at the top with 47. I mean, this is the thing. You got to continue to do a ton of math. Killjoy versus Jacob's team on your screen. Peeking around the corner, Killjoy takes a shot in the back. Tries to play the trade. Porty playing amazing around this half wall and almost cleans up that elimination. Probably will be able to, but trades back and forth. Katie, it's not only spicy. We are no longer in the mid game. We're in the in game, and we're not in the POI I thought we would hang out in. There's not a lot of verticality here in this last circle. There's a lot of water. So these half covers, these block covers, these vehicles, whatever you can use to stay alive, going to be crucial.
Got to be very crucial. And again, it's going to come down to who was able to preserve that utility, those back pocket items in their backpack the best, to use them to create those defensive positions and those better lines of sight in this end game. That water certainly not going to be helpful, but that, look at that block cover. That's exactly what I was just talking about. Gives you that ability to not worry too much about the right side of your screen for the time being as you try and push up toward this team of 3 in the house. Looking to get a little bit of a view onto these players. Spots one in the window. The Molly comes out, and another full elimination. That is going to be Kim's team with 21 points taken down. As Payne with that nade trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
Solara, a nice down, Payne. There you go. And, well, the down's coming in fast and furious as Solara's team is eliminated at 38 points.
I love that we've got HF Payne versus FG Payne. One gets knocked by the blue, and Payne's going to clean it up on the other side, though. Double team in the trades. FG Payne goes down, and Saman's in trouble. Able to rotate to low ground and use a bit of cover, but the blue is chunking away. Able to make it in with 2 chasing. Waffles Gaming trying to get the better of their opponent. Saman playing great on the high ground, but Waffles comes out on top. 20 total points thus far. A massive map. The question is, will it be enough? No. From behind, Farouk's teammate, Brittany, last alive, cleaning teams up left, right, and center. Pickles has 1. Levino has 1. Farouk has 1.
Wow.
That's 3 solos, Katie, and I'm trying to do a bit of math. That's a 45-point game from Saman. It'll put them near the top, but only 51 total, so they're not going to be at the very top. We'll do the math later. We got to watch the action as 2 players fighting each other early. That means Farouk could win this with the lowest total points they currently have on the scoreboard, which is 12.
Let's see that 1v1v1, how they're going to play this out. 2 players, sightlines on each other as the potential for that lurking third party. Happy to watch these players chunk each other down, focus on one another, and once a down or an elimination comes through, that's when you want to fly as that player attempts to regroup. You can take them unawares, come in and try and take them down.
Oh, yeah.
You see
There
it.
it is.
Nice nade. Beautiful connection. Pickles now 30 points. We'll get a minimum of 14 for a second place finish. Would be an excellent score line to have, but looking to get that 15 and first place. And now the final 1v1, that block cover up and ready. Nobody just trying to get a good eye on where this player is. Checking to their left and down those rocks is where you'll find them. But no connection just yet.
We lay and wait patiently. Here's the thing to keep in mind. Yes, 15 points for first place. It'll put Pickles, if they're able to win it. This is nobody versus Brittany. 2 qualifier players in it to win it and trying to prove themselves on a big stage. 5th anniversary celebration, but it's not feeling like a celebration yet. There's a lot of stress going on right now, but smokes will help with the rotations. Nobody we know can place fantastic nades. Seemingly, they know where Farouk's teammate is. Just trying to find a connection. Here's the thing. As the math starts sitting in the back of my brain, I don't know if 14 points, or rather, I guess 17 in total when you start counting up the elimination. I don't know if it'll necessarily make a difference for first. Metalcore's got to be feeling good about this 69-point total, but could certainly put you in the money. Again, top 4 getting paid out, so this could be potentially a couple $1,000 1v1 that we're witnessing on main stage, Katie. Nobody's going to push
pressure
forward.
for the qualifier
Oh,
teams.
no, not at all.
Pressure.
Hey, they've done this before. They played solos through the qualifier, so this is what they're used to.
Very true, very true.
A final 1v1, and everyone laying in wait, holding their breath. Covering fire. Shots across the board. Nobody pushes to the left. Catches Brittany out. No. Catches the high ground. No. Connects a few in. Finds it. Pickles Gaming on top. Nobody comes up clutch with back-to-back 1v1 wins for the victory. What a flawless final fight. Well done from Pickles Gaming, specifically qualifier player. Nobody. Impressive.
Impressive indeed, and it looks like 47 was the name of the game. That's what we saw as the tie point totals in map 1, and that was the point total as well coming out of this for Pickles team was 47. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure how many they had in map 1, Goj, but this is going to be a tight race for those top 4 positions to get into the money for the $11,000 prize pool. If you're Metalcore's team, I'm biting my nails. I'm nervous right now.
Oh, I was so nervous. Look, my hair's all messed up. I was like running my hands through my hair, like sweating, because it was a flawless fight at the end, but it was so stressful. And both players honestly played it so patiently. They kept waiting and trying to find a point of advantage. We'll take a look back on the replays and see exactly what happened throughout the course of this lobby in order to find the amount of points that they were able to find. I mean, Team Pickles obviously came out on top in map 2, but what did they do to get there? And what happened to the rest of the teams? Because it might be the story of Pickles in map 2, but it might not be Pickles' story overall, Katie. So that'll be fun to talk about. But you can see, look, we were shouting out Ace. A lot of Ace love in the chat. Fortunately, went down early, but they found Kim at the very least. And there's a fight where Riggs' team was the team that held the 2 teams coming out of our Imagination Plaza, which was a great strategy. Fortunately, it didn't really pay off by the end of it, because we saw Riggs' team with only, I think, 6 points.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the total tallies are for these teams. We've been focusing a lot, of course, on who's going to get the point total for first place. But it is, as we said it, the top 4 teams out of the total 16 who will walk home with a piece of that $11,000 prize pool in celebration of PUBG Mobile's 5th anniversary. But Chiffon and a lot of these other players had great moments. Sometimes it was the rotations that got the better of them. Sometimes it was just a tough moment where maybe they were caught out by someone else. You saw, again, some of those top teams going down early, but really, I think it was huge. Again, one of the biggest moments for me in map 2, Goj, was when we saw 3 out of 4 members of Riggs' team wiped out so very early on. It really just stopped them from having any amount of substantial momentum, rather, for map 2.
Well, speaking of momentum, we said the score to beat was 69, and Metalcore on top at the end of 2 games.
Go.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Woo. Game number 1 was what they needed to rise to the top, the cream of the crop. But here's the thing. Game number 2 is what set them apart, Katie. 69 points for Metalcore. Riggs did hold on barely against Waffles Gaming and Pickles. Look how tight it was from 2nd to 3rd to 4th. That is insane. Now, Riggs' team will win the tiebreaker between 2nd and 3rd because they do have a victory, but that was wild. I was not expecting it to be this close for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Literally 1 point and a tiebreaker, but Metalcore on top. Lion's share of the cash, $6,000, Katie, going to the side of Team Metalcore.
And very well won by them. 26 eliminations, no wins, but you didn't need them because you came out with a double-digit lead over 2nd, 3rd place. I didn't expect to see a tie either. I had mentioned going into map 2 that maybe 1 and 2 are kind of synced up, but it's really 3 through 5th that were in this pretty close battle in terms of points. That got blown out of the water with the Riggs placement early on, but that's gotta be tough. You get the same amount of points, but you don't get that tiebreaker. You don't have the win that Riggs team has, and that keeps them in the safety of 2nd place. So massive congratulations to all of the teams in the top 4. But Goj, what an intense 2 maps that was.
Oh, it was so intense. I love that Imagiversary game mode. It was so much fun because it totally changed the map. It totally changed the way the classic game of Erangel is played. So if you want to go get your hands on that Imagiversary game mode, go get involved right now on PUBG Mobile for free. Go download it. You can hang out on your iOS, Android, Google Play Store. If you've got those amazing Samsung Galaxy phones, go hang out in that Google Play Store and download PUBG Mobile for free. And also follow them on all their major socials. We've got live stream locations all across the board where you can check us out on all of our amazing shows, but also there's a lot more going on in the PUBG Mobile world that you've got to stay tuned in on. So Katie, that was so fun. We're already done with the first half of the show, and the 2 maps, $11,000 have been earned by some of our players, but it was really, really fun to see that game mode in particular play.
Well, it was really fun to see that, and I always love when new additions are added in to kind of keep things fresh, right? We saw it, how important things like those block covers were. We asked for more of the cannon, we got more of the cannon. There's a lot of additions beyond just those two things, but we saw how it changed gameplay and it opened up things like final circles and the way that you're able to play the game in a fresh new twist. So I'm really excited to see how players go to continue to kind of iterate on that and see the tactics they come up with.
Exactly. Well, a lot of money's been given away, but we've got more to give away. 300,000 total UC being given away, and I've got some new codes for you. Go type these in as fast as you possibly can. PUBGmobile.com/redeem is the only way to type in these codes to go claim your UC right now by typing in your user ID and then the code on your screen. Got a lot more coming, but hopefully you can net this 5,000 UC if you can type it in fast enough. Don't worry, if you miss it, we've got more. Again, PUBGmobile.com/redeem. The only way to redeem your codes is to go to that site, type in your user ID, and then type in the code. Love that we're able to give away these UCs. This is a celebration after all, right? This is a birthday party, 5th anniversary, so we want to give away as much as we can from, of course, amazing entertainment, prize pool for our creators and those qualifying players, but also the UC for you all at home.
And that's what I love too. I saw a lot of people in chat who were sitting there saying, hey, is there going to be any more? Yes, yes, yes. There is so much more going on. 300,000 to give away. We've got a lot more, so please stay tuned. Keep your eyes peeled, your fingers fast, ready to go to enter in those codes, and best of luck.
Well, time is running out as well. We've got giveaways, but we also have sweepstakes going on. Again, we pushed it back, all right? Samsung Galaxy, they're the reason for the season. They're here to help us celebrate today, and we've got a sweepstakes going on that you've got to get involved on. You want to get your hands on one of those Galaxy S23 Ultras right now? Well, you can get one for free if you go enter into the sweepstakes on events.amg.gg/anniversary jam. Already talked about the amazing processor that it has, the incredible battery life, but also it's got an insane camera. It is the best camera resolution you can have on a phone, by the way. So we've got nightography. It doesn't matter what light you've got, you're going to take amazing photos as well as some awesome gameplay. So anyways, go check out the sweepstakes. Go get your hand on an S23 Ultra as fast as possible because we're going to announce those 5 winners at the end of the broadcast today. But it closes in like an hour, so you've only got a limited amount of time. But folks, we're going to take a very short break, and when we come back, we're going to bring you the second half. We're going to get a chance to check out the other game mode in the 2.5 update in PUBG Mobile, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a second.
Can you send me that?
Can you send me that?
Can you send me that?
Could you please send me that?
If you cheat, you will get banned.
plenty of space to play inside of zone right ahead of them. Big nades coming through. Does look like they did get a knock into the chosen, and another nade getting the second one. Gosh, it goes down to that. Is it true?
Around pretty much almost right on top of each other. Telly's got to make a play. He pops up, gets one, switches. Kenzo's gonna get the follow. Comes down to 2v2, of course, in the flip zone.
Not gonna be happy about this. Sexus is the last one alive. A little bit of a distraction coming through from Sub Pig.
From all of us here at Dolby, we want to congratulate PUBG Mobile on their 5-year anniversary. Speaking with the PUBG Mobile team, we know that one of their biggest priorities is to keep pushing the boundaries of mobile technology to provide players with a fun and unique gaming experience. We're excited to announce that we've partnered with PUBG Mobile to bring Dolby Atmos to the game's arena mode. Unlike stereo, Dolby Atmos allows you to experience sounds coming from not only left and right, but as if they were moving all around you. Dolby Atmos puts you in the middle of the action by precisely positioning each sound in 3-dimensional space, so you can quickly pinpoint its location in the game.
Let's go!
With Dolby Atmos in PUBG Mobile's arena mode, you'll be able to tap into your instincts as layers of detail and clarity allow you to catch sounds from all directions in the heat of battle. Detect the distance and direction of unseen sounds, reacting faster and more accurately to environmental elements like footsteps and gunshots. Drop in and face the competition in Dolby Atmos.
going to be a space to play inside of zone right ahead of them. Big nades coming through. Does look like they did get a knock into the chosen, and another nade getting the second one. Gosh, it goes down too. That is a good.
Around pretty much almost right on top of each other. Telly's got to make a play. He pops up, gets one, switches. Kenzo's gonna get the follow. Comes down to 2v2, of course, in the flip zone.
Not to be happy about this. Sexus is the last one alive. A little bit of a distraction coming through from Sub Pig.
Wow. Can you send me that?
Can you send me that?
Can you send me that?
Could you please send me that?
Well, folks, we are back with the World of Wonder Anniversary Jam. It's the 5th anniversary of PUBG Mobile, and I couldn't be more excited to be back after our break. Look, the break was fun. I got some water. That first half of that tournament was insane. It was nonstop chaos, but we've got more coming for you. But I've got to remind everybody, yes, it's the 5th anniversary. It's just the beginning of PUBG Mobile. You need to go download PUBG Mobile right now for free if you haven't done so already. 2.5 update is here, and there's amazing game modes that you can get involved in, just like this World of Wonder game mode we're about to get involved in right now. So go get it on the iOS store or the Android Google Play Store. And a special thanks to Samsung Galaxy for making this all possible. So if you've got your Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra like I do, go download PUBG Mobile right now for free on that Google Play Store. And of course, go follow them on all major socials because there's a ton more to learn about in the PUBG Mobile world. Now, we also have giveaways going on right now. A ton of UC to give away for everybody at home. Thank you for watching the live show and celebrating the 5th anniversary with us. Here's a few more UC giveaways. We've got 300,000 that's going to be given away throughout the course of this broadcast. Here's 5 more codes for you. PUBGmobile.com/redeem to claim your UC now. That's the only way to do it. Go type in your user ID and then type in the code for 5,000 UC per code. Got to have pretty fast fingers, but if you miss it, don't worry. We've got a lot more coming down the line. So again, PUBGmobile.com/redeem. Go claim that UC. Excited, of course, to talk about what's happening next. World of Wonder is the second half of this event, and the World of Wonder is such a fun game mode that's totally different, but I'm not going to talk about it by myself. I, of course, have Katie Bedford back with me, but I also have Typical Gamer, the Battle Royale aficionado, Mr. TG. Let's start with you. How are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling fantastic, and to be here with you guys and along with everybody else watching, it is my absolute pleasure. I was hoping maybe you could slide me some of those codes because they're looking good for the giveaway. You know?
Hey, I'll hit you up after the broadcast to see what we can do for you, my friend. I love the fact you're hanging out in the LAN center. It's going to be a lot of gaming today, so I'm sure the people behind you will be able to watch as well. But Katie, after the break, how are you feeling? Because we had a chance to watch the insane Imagiversary game mode at the beginning. That was chaos. I mean, 2 games for $11,000. We've awarded our winners. How's it feel after the break?
Look, I was sweating. I know that they were shaking. It was a crazy 2 maps. That's all you had to make or break to get it done. And Metal Core's team did it just a little bit better than everyone else with a top amount score, 69 points. So again, big congratulations to them. But really some great competition, and it was just a lot of fun to see, of course, those Imagination Plaza POIs and a lot of other craziness that happened during those 2 maps.
Well, TG, you missed out the first half. We're glad to have you here now. So we're going to take a look back at the leaderboard. This was the scores. Now we're talking scores after 2 games, TG. So 69 points after 2 games was our top score. Got 15 placement points, of course, for winning games. Metalcore didn't even need it. They didn't even win a game. They just slayed out the lobbies. It was 2 points per elimination. So 26 elims between 2 maps. Fantastic day in the office, especially when you're netting $6,000.
Wow, they won 6,000?
Yeah, Metalcore at the top
yeah.
dropping $6,000 on his team's head, which is exciting. So here's that pricing breakdown we were talking about.
And 69 points just right at the top. That is impressive. Very impressive gameplay.
Oh, I totally agree. It was a lot of fun to watch, and a number of other teams walking away with some cash as well. It was very close, 2nd through 4th. But that was the first half of the show. It's time to move to the second half, the second game mode, TG. The reason that you're here. Now, look, you are a Battle Royale aficionado.
Yes.
But you're also, well, a typical gamer, right? And so you really enjoy these types of creative style modes. And that's what World of Wonder is. We talked a little bit before we went live, TG, about these custom game modes that are totally different from normal PUBG Mobile. So I'm sure that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my entire life purpose was to watch this right here and right now. The evolution of gaming is here, and I can't wait to see a world of wonder, for the lack of a better word.
Yeah, that's perfect. Let's talk about the first map we're going to see, Katie, because in the first map, again, the objectives can be totally changed, and this one's exactly that. We've got ultimate parkour mode. But look at this description, Katie. This is totally different from normal PUBG Mobile, if you will.
Okay, yes, and this is one that I would never succeed at, Goj, because I trip over my own 2 feet IRL, so there is 0 chance that I would be the first player to parkour to the finish line and take the cake. And that's what I love about the World of Wonder so much, is because, again, it adds that freshness, that revitalization in where all of these incredible players, these creators, can get that creativity flowing to come up with very fun ideas like this parkour to the finish line.
Yeah, and so Lucky Man 2051 was actually the creator of this. We had a bunch of people all over the place, TG, that actually created different custom maps. And that World of Wonder playlist that's active, you can go create your own map right now. So anybody can create it, and we've chosen 6 to be a part of our show today. But in this one, there are just 10 players that are able to compete. So we've got some of our creators, got a couple VIPs as well competing this time around. So 30 seconds away, TG. Any words of wisdom for the teams competing today?
I mean, look at your feet. You gotta look at your feet. You gotta know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all well versed in this game, right? PUBG Mobile, go download it now. You can be well versed too, and maybe you're gonna be here the next time this happens. Prepare yourself.
It's true, because down into some of these other custom games, people at home that are sitting on their couch right now watching the show, you are going to get to join. Now, the first one, we're going to show you what it's all about. We've got 10 players, all solos. We've got Rye Guy, a special creator coming in, one of the fastest growing YouTubers in the game. Fantastic creator on all the different titles they're a part of. See what Rye Guy's able to do. A couple of our PUBG Mobile creators. Oh, we're in. All right, TG.
Oh, is this live?
This is live, baby. We're in. First map. And, well,
Oh! Bring him back.
Oh, look at that.
Bring him back.
A disaster strikes early.
Oh, he's got halves. Wow. This guy's really gold, huh?
Yeah, I gotta say, we love Thesaurus PG in this house. This is Papa PG, is what they call him at home. Hopefully, he can win the obstacle course. A little bit.
We appreciate the outfit matching in-game and out-of-game.
Wait, good comms.
That's really, really... You know what? I have played PUBG Mobile with him before, so I have a bond with him, and I really hope that he wins. He's not winning like this, though. Just pan to the first guy. Pan to the first guy. Kim Gaming. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
This must be incredibly difficult.
Yeah, this is a tough. Okay, Lucky Man 2051, the creator of this parkour. This is no joke.
This is so much different than regular PUBG Mobile. I love it. I'm a big fan of parkour, big fan of death runs, and this is just mint.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, right? It's cool because you're able to play a totally different game mode with World of Wonder. So nice jump. This is the question I would have. Where do you go from here? Okay. We make the jump from Farouk.
Wow, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going. This looks like an infinite parkour run, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, luckily they're generous enough to give respawns. A couple people falling off the map. You're definitely gonna take some fall damage. Woo.
Okay, so fall damage is enabled, so they do got to be careful here. Wow, there looks to be a bit of a traffic jam over here.
Wait,
no.
You can punch you can punch each other. Did you see that? Somebody was
That's not right.
Somebody was slapping Farouk.
He's griefing him. Oh, he's wearing the same thing as me.
That's true. You guys do look really similar. Same hat, same type of jersey.
I'm going for this guy. Do we know how many levels there are? That is the question.
That is a great question. I'm not positive. Oh, nice save though.
This has to be first place though, right?
I think so.
This looks like new and unbounded terrain, you know?
Yeah, Ace is definitely involved. Ace, by the way, won the 4th anniversary event, so it's good to have Ace back, trying to get a repeat victory at the very least in the World of Wonder game mode. I think we missed the grab.
Slippery hands, butterfingers.
Wait.
Oh.
Delicious snack though.
Oh.
Hey, what are you doing
Breach.
here?
Oh, what?
I think we're hanging out in the back of the line
commiserating.
here. Yeah, I think we're throwing hands.
I think they're.
Okay, to be fair, I also would not have been able to get. You can't just keep punching people to their doom.
I think when you're so far behind that you got to drag everyone else down with you. You know.
Fair play.
There's a lot of boxes down there. We know that this is a difficult section. Maybe they're just not confident in their parkour abilities to complete it, but wow.
Oh, nice save.
Wow. Do you think he makes the jump? Yes or no?
No. Oh, wow. I was proven wrong. That
Faith
the
goes.
grapple's mechanic.
Oh.
Nope. Here's the thing about Lucky Man. He likes seeing Lucky Man 205 the one that created this obstacle course, likes seeing people suffer because there are some ledges you cannot grab, and that is just mean.
It's got to be something flowing through him, you know? Since birth.
I want to know who's in first place.
This must be near the front of the race here, though. They're really brawling on this small platform. Delivering blow after blow. Wow.
Chiffon is a actual PUBG Mobile pro, currently playing. Was originally playing for Nova, but
I did like the shouted GG at the end.
yeah, he went prone during the fist fight. The guy knows what he's doing.
Wait. These guys are just here now. The guy we were spectating before is way far ahead then.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Unless there's some repeat terrain, which is certainly possible. I don't know. Oh, okay.
That is-
Papa PG. Wait a minute.
Haven't seen this yet.
This is new? Either he's so far ahead or he's so far behind.
That could be the start. I don't know.
It's
the
really
eye roll
either
and
or.
the blank expression was really excellent.
Yeah, just to your point, he really
Okay,
did
this
match
is-
his outfit. That is incredible. Oh.
This actually looks so difficult. I like.
It does.
I was expecting like an obstacle course, like those blow-up obstacle courses at the parties and the festivals, where you're like dodging like axes and stuff or whatever, like inflatable axes. No, this is like
Is Ace? Ooh, we haven't seen this yet.
a true platformer. Yeah, Ace might be near the top. Okay.
Here?
Oh, that hurts. That's gotta hurt. Deep down at a core level.
This is so painful. I love it.
I mean, I
I just
think
want another eye roll. There's not even much of a reaction, just a lip purse and an eye roll.
I actually really want to try this map. Is it available in like public right now?
Yeah, you can go.
It is. It has a code.
Yeah, it's got like a coding game, and so you can check out Lucky Man's actual map yourself and try out this obstacle course. It was one of the mini creator maps that were made that was chosen for this event, which is really exciting.
I love that. See, if I didn't already, I would download PUBG Mobile right now.
And this guy gets it.
Oh.
Okay, so you have to drink that.
He said he made it and
Was
he
that
died.
the end?
No, I don't. I think that's a checkpoint.
Yeah, that must be a checkpoint.
Like a save? Yeah, respawn checkpoint?
Yeah, there's invisible walls on those platforms, so you have to jump to the correct ones. That's why Ace was like saying, then here. He'd already died a ton.
What is happening here? We have some movement.
Okay, so this is checkpoint 10, so they are very behind. We just saw checkpoint 14.
Oh, wow. That's
I'm not sure about that one.
That's a big hop you got to make, though. He's claiming it's impossible. We very well know it's not impossible.
Yeah, we got nades.
He's smoking out his opponents. I think that 2 out of the 3 you can't grab onto, and the third one you can.
I think you're right.
And I'm gonna guess it's the far right one. Oh, defeat.
Oh.
Wait.
Somebody finished. It was Dab.
It's
It was
Dab.
Dab.
Can we get some love for Dab Plays in the chat? Dab's been hanging out with us all day. One of our PUBG Mobile VIPs came in. One of the only 2 VIPs competing in the first map. And Dab's won it. Congratulations to Daz out of nowhere. Takes it down the pipe. Look, Dab Plays in chat says, done? Done? I'm done? Come on now. I love it.
I love
That
that.
was impressive because that actually looked very difficult.
Well, I mean, TG, we're talking, if we're talking depth runs, we're talking challenge courses, those types of things. It's not even just making the jump. It's also trying to read, what did the creator do? Like, some of those ledges weren't grabbable. They had invisible walls set up. Like, this was a trial and error map, and there was a lot of error.
And it's very much a mental game, you know? Like, how can you pull yourself up when you've been knocked down so many times? And it's a great question. I think that Dab figured it out faster than everyone else, and you got to give him credit, So
Yeah, give him his flowers. Now, it's only going to be able to take home basically the ego from it, right? Not a prize associated to it, but there is a lot of ego because you just outclassed a bunch of incredible creators that maybe they just try to compete in our Imagiversary game mode, but you're locking it down in the obstacle course. You're potentially the first winner of that obstacle course ever, especially on main broadcast. That's a feat. So we got to shout out Dab. That was impressive.
And versus pros too, like.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to talk about the second map because the first one was an obstacle course. The second map that we're about to get into in a second here, TG, is actually the same. It's an obstacle course, but this time instead of trying to go vertically, you're trying to start at the top of the map and get to the bottom of the map, which is totally different. And again, fall damage. It's almost like a resource management game. So here it is. It's literally just called Fall, which is certainly an adequate description. And again, first player to reach the ground alive wins. So give me some words of wisdom. TG, what are you thinking? If you're trying to get from the top to the bottom without dying, what's your strats?
I think it's very simple. I mean, the map's called Fall, but don't be swayed by that, all right? You do not want to fall. Practice, look at your feet once again, and really just exercise calmness, but also strategy in just a show of action,
Yeah. Heck yeah. Katie, any words of wisdom for you? I mean, we haven't seen the map yet, but likely it's going to be a massive tower. You're having to kind of navigate the terrain. I think the resource management of your life is going to be key, right? Because you can take some fall damage, you just can't take too much or you're going to die.
No, I'm eating myself. Full yeehaw immediately. As fast as I can go. If it doesn't end well, that's okay because we're all going to have fun.
That might be the strat. Because then you'll see what the whole map is like, on your way down. Unless you only have one life, then that is most definitely not the strategy.
Well, then you'll see it.
You
just
will.
won't get to use that knowledge.
In a brief glimpse of time,
That is a 5-head strategy if I've ever heard one. If some of the creators are watching right now, there's your strategy. There's the way to win this. Jump off, as Katie says, yeehaw off the side of the map. Get a read on where you need to go. Might make it to the bottom first, and you can repeat Dab's success. That was awesome. Well done, folks. They're great strategies. This is why you're here, TG and Katie. You guys have the 5-head strats. But let's take a look back at the last one and see what worked for some of the players and what strats they were able to implement. It was chaos, and not a lot of people were very successful. Nice. I mean, I think a lot of these spots, that's the spot I was talking about, TG. When you're jumping and they purposefully don't put lips on edges, it's just pain and suffering.
That's where the learning to adapt quickly, learning to pivot, that really comes into play. And clearly Dab was the champion of pivoting here.
Katie, I love our production team. Whoever our replay op is today, and I think I know who it is, this is their dream. They just get to do replays over and over again of people falling to their death.
Look, they enjoy it. We enjoy it. The audience enjoys it because it's funny and it's all good natured. You don't got to worry about it if you weren't able to come out on top because it's fun. And I think it's a testament to the creativity of a lot of these users as well, because this just seems to be the very beginning, maybe a drop in the bucket of what is going to be created. I'm sure we're going to see some pretty wild stuff, but I'm actually really excited about this because I think for map 2, Goj, as well, you mentioned we're going to have more players this time around, right? I think we had 10 the first map. We're going to have 15 this time around.
That's right. Yeah, in our second map, we've got 15 total players. It's all solos again, very similar. So we've got some different creators that competed in the first half. We're going to be competing in the second map. Then we've got some more of those PUBG Mobile VIPs. So I can shout out a couple of them. We got Killshot, Red Eye, Sama, Quan, Deadshot. I know a community favorite. E Loves, Garcia, Irene is involved in this one as well. So excited to see what those VIPs were able to do. Dab's one of the VIPs as well and took it home. So certainly could have been preparing for this, maybe practicing if they had the map code beforehand. But folks at home, if you're wondering what's going on, yeah, this is World of Wonder game mode. This is one of the 2 game modes that came out with the 2.5 update, and it's a new map building feature where you can be a creator and you're able to construct a custom map utilizing a stocked library of props, maps, other features, and items. If you can dream it, you can build it, even when you want to see people suffer. It could be shown on main stage like today. So excited to see what happens in map number 2. And again, this is all courtesy of Samsung Galaxy and PUBG Mobile. We thank them for bringing in this broadcast, and you got to get your hands on that S23 Ultra. This thing is fast, and it is incredibly good for gaming and taking pictures with that nightography mode, by the way. Really, really cool mode that the camera has to be able to take pictures in whatever light you've got. Capture that perfect moment. All right, TG, game 2 is here. Obstacle course, it's time. I think we're going to see a lot of deaths.
I am ready, and I'm excited to see what this map looks like. I like the arrows. I like that pet. You seen that pet?
Yeah, the pets are a lot of fun. Your opponents can't see them, but you can customize your pets in store. Okay.
Wait. Yep. The Katie strat. The Katie strat.
Oh,
What?
What? Catch! That was incredible.
Incredible. Okay, a little too incredible.
So I appreciate that so many people yeehawed at the very beginning.
Yeah, I mean,
somebody.
What the flip?
Okay, that grab was incredible, though.
Here's the thing. Our arms are snapping off our bodies if we do this IRL.
Yeah. They're trying to grab the flag, right? I'm pretty sure.
This is
they're trying to jump far enough to like get to the circle and just jump off straight down, but I don't think you can do that.
That's ambitious. I don't think you can. I think the map builder would have figured that out. I think that we may have seen the best jump at the beginning. I'm going to be honest. That was incredible. And
that needs to be in the replay.
It really, 110%. Oh, you get some heals on the way down too.
Smart.
See, Metalcore is the winner of the first section of our tournament here in the Imagiversary game mode. Metalcore knows what they're doing. They're playing it slow and steady. They're playing for the win. They're not going for the yeehaw method off the side to snap your arms and potentially grab onto a flag. Other people, they did research. Metalcore, he's just skillful.
I'm just seeing people plummeting from the side, trying different strategies, and you got to appreciate that, you know?
Smart. Okay, using the ledges of the building to brace the fall. You don't have to worry about quite as much fall damage at that point as well. Smart, able to maybe pick up some heals along the way as we swing over to Pickles.
He's done for.
On down, and we'll jumped a little too far and not able to do too much from that. We'll have to go straight back to the beginning.
Oh my goodness! Machete somebody.
Wow.
That's
just shanking people as it's going by. Wow. I think a lot more people got to adopt the Katie strat. I'm going to be honest with you. And I think that's what it should be called moving forward. Oh, wow. This is...
Here's the thing. Rye Guy joins us. A special content creator joins in with the rest of the PUBG Mobile creators. Our PUBG Mobile creators and VIPs, they don't welcome Rye Guy with open arms. They welcome him with a machete and a crowbar.
Oh, my. Oh, it looks like everyone's having a blast doing this one, too. Because at the end of the day, it's all about having fun. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, and fun also equates to money if you're talking about the first half of this event, right?
Yeah.
We're shanking people at the top of the platform, whatever.
And fun is winning, and we have a winner.
Those Riggs.
Riggs. Wow.
Congratulations to Riggs. Now, again, as a reminder, Riggs did get second place in our first section of this tournament in the Imagiversary game mode. Second place overall, won map number 1. So congratulations to Riggs. We got 2 wins under our belt today. One's for posterity stakes and one's for like $3,000. So you like them both, though. It's a lot of fun.
Probably cut him deep. They probably cut him deep, and he wanted to show his muscles off here. And getting first that's going to be the prize, really.
Yeah, exactly. I like. I saw somebody in chat say, "Are you kidding? This is the easiest one. How has nobody done yet?" Riggs did it. Don't worry. I know you all at home are wanting to get involved. It's coming. Okay, it's coming. You're gonna be able to join us later. But some very quick replays. We're gonna see
the jump.
Yeah,
yes.
This is what you wanted.
Yes.
That was an incredible jump.
I mean, I think she got too confident though, because she tried it again and again and again. And you got to take your one-time miracles sometimes, you know.
Yeah, see, I'm a huge fan of a lot of challenge shows, Survivor or otherwise, and the thing I've learned is that if you ever jump big and you catch yourself like that, you then slow the pace. You can't get egotistical. You got to play it safe, because if you don't make mistakes there and walk down, she wins. Like, it took him a while to finally land that mega jump off the top, seemingly, from our player that won. So,
what if she did it again and got it? That is the driving factor for humans. That was the driving factor for Bell.
Look, TG, you're a huge content creator. They're going for content clips, right? I mean, that's what they're doing.
I love it, and I back it.
I back it as well. Speaking of incredible things, let's talk about the sweepstakes. I've been reminding you all day that you need to get your hands on the Galaxy S23 Ultras. There is an opportunity to get them for free right now if you enter into the sweepstakes that I've been talking about. We said it closes, by the way, at 7:30 PT. Closes in 30 minutes, 28 minutes rather. We're running out of time, and we're going to announce the winners at the end of the broadcast. That sweepstakes link, it is in the YouTube description, but you can also head over to amg.gg/anniversary-jam in order to enter. 28 minutes, go enter. It's free and it's for fun, but it's also for an S23 Ultra that you need to get your hands on. They've got the fastest Snapdragon processor available, the best camera you can get on a phone, 2,000 megapixels, and also it's got a video stabilization mode, by the way. So even if you're terrible at taking videos, it's going to come out incredible at the end of the day. You got to get your hands on it. I know a lot of our players were able to use them in some of the games in the past. So get your hands on it for gaming, videos, or otherwise. Go enter into the sweepstakes now. Running out of time. We're about to get into game 3, though. And Katie, TG, game 3 is going to be a doozy because this isn't necessarily the obstacle course we were talking about before. This is a race in Yasnaya. This is going to be totally different. This is not jump off the map, trial and error. This is going to be a Mad Max-esque dash to the finish line and see who's able to do it first.
You put the urge in me. All right, I want to go check that out. But I mean, this is going to be very exciting. I want to see what the competitors got. We've had a great show so far, and I'm super stoked for this one.
Well,
yeah, this map, Goj, I think is going to be a lot of fun too because it's going to be way more players. You mentioned it, right? It's 48 players in 12 teams of 4 in this race to the finish.
Well, look, the community can get involved, but before you get ready to type in that code, because we do have spots for the community members at home. You're watching the live broadcast, you wanted to play, your time is about to be now. Before that, though, we've got some more giveaways. UC coming your way. 300,000 UC in total. We've got some more codes for you. And, well, 5 more at 5,000 apiece. All you got to do is go to PUBGmobile.com/redeem to claim your UC. Now, I hear a typical gamer in the back already typing away this login code. You got to go redeem it right now. Because all you have to do is type in your user ID and type in the code. That's it. PUBGmobile.com/redeem. 5 more codes coming your way now and more into the next couple rounds. Now, I believe for this next one, I just got word. It's not time yet, okay? It's not time yet for our community members. Just checking in with our production team. We might have a couple more coming down the line for you. Don't worry. There's opportunities to get involved, but restricting it a little bit. So a little bit of a false start, but that gives you time to go type in the codes at PUBGmobile.com/redeem. I mean, come on. It's time. Go get your codes. Let's talk about the map, though, folks, because I believe it's actually only going to be 8 players in the race in Yasnaya. It's the first team to race across the finish line wins. Pretty simple. Good luck finding a vehicle. I can't tell if that's advice or a warning, TG. It's a bit ominous.
You know, sometimes it's advice and a warning. I think all the players should watch out, but also be keen on getting first.
Yeah, yeah. Be keen on getting first. First is the only thing that matters. First is fun, and first is the victory. Katie, we had a chance to take a look at Yasnaya during one of our maps in Erangel. A lot of buildings, but seemingly it's going to be a race through the POI. So vehicles could be helpful, but depending on the map, might be a verticality race to some degree. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how exactly it was designed, because it's not going to be your stereotypical take on what that map is. It's going to be that creator twist on top of it. But I gotta say, I think the good luck finding a vehicle, that was definitely there might not be any vehicles at all.
Sure.
I don't think there's going to be any there. You might be hoofing it. You're going to have to hope your stamina is up. I might be totally wrong. Maybe they all spawn in with cars. Who knows? But I think this will be a lot of fun to get started and see how it goes. And also, depending on exactly what the race is, maybe who knows the map better and who's more aware of those buildings, their layouts, if you have to traverse through them.
Yeah, I mean, TG, you're a pro at PUBG Mobile. We all know it, and we love it, right? And you're a Battle Royale aficionado. That's what you do. You're a content creator. This is primo content for the YouTube. We're racing through a POI on essentially a never-before-seen map in our World of Wonder, brand new game mode. Like, this is the stuff you dream about.
Oh, this is just a walk in the park for content. All of this. I mean, creating maps and just being able to play them is an absolutely spectacular thing. And it is truly a world of wonder.
Boom. I love it. It is a world of wonder. It is the brand new game mode in the 2.5 update. And we're celebrating today, folks. This is the 5th anniversary. We're having a lot of fun. The second half of the show is a blast already. So we're about to get into game number 3, which is that race. We have a total of 6 maps, by the way. Okay, so if you're waiting in kind of the stands here, watching from any of our live stream locations, stay tuned. Again, we've got more giveaways, but also there's going to be a chance for you to join. So you got to be ready to type in that lobby code when we have it. This one, though, is 8 racers. Okay, so 8 racers coming your way this time around in the race in Yasnaya. I think thinking back on the last 2 maps that we've seen, obstacle courses, I'm going to be honest, it seemed like it was, what are the strats that we need to win? What is the cheese, if you will, that is going to get us to the finish line first? I think this is going to be raw skill, folks. I think it's going to come down to who's going to be the best racer, whether it's vehicle or not a vehicle. This is going to be driving or running skills, period, end of sentence.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly. I think a lot of it is making sure your processes are good and then working off those processes. Sometimes it's not the cheese. You know, sometimes it's the hard work. It's the consistency that will take you the whole way. And I think today, in this race right here, we're going to see who is the most consistent, and it's going to be fantastic.
That's a great call. I mean, Katie, we saw consistency in the first half, right? Imagiversary, consistency, Metalcore's team at the top, 69 points, $6,000 richer because of their consistency. So could be a victory here as well for, maybe it is Metalcore if he's competing in the one of these 8 spots.
Well, we'll have to see what happens. My only advice is to run faster than everybody else, and you should do just fine. Cardio was never my forte, Goj, so I'm going to sit back in this casting booth, relax with you 2 lovely gentlemen, and see exactly what happens in the chaos of this map and the race in Yasnaya. But I think it should be a lot of fun. I like that idea. I know we're just about to jump into the map, but with these 8 players, we'll be curious to see what exactly this is, because obviously we're not going to know the layout, what to expect once we actually drop in for the first time.
Okay, so your forte is not cardio.
No.
What was your forte?
Napping.
I don't know if it's going to put you to the finish line, but we'll see, because game number 3 is here. Oh, good luck in finding a vehicle. Well, they've got vehicles to start, Katie. You were right. TG, we've on board with Bella Fox first.
Wow. I mean, if her past performance is indicative of her next performance, then she is going to absolutely do great here.
Okay, I'm going to be honest.
Oh, so you have to go through the... Okay.
I was about to say, You're either going to have to go through the checkpoints. I also thought that those half covers were ramps at first, so I totally would have lost this
I would have smashed directly into that, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean,
I wonder, so cool. I think... Does it give you a speed boost to go through that, I think?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
It might... Oh, that guy's flying.
See, this is what's so cool. We're playing PUBG Mobile right now, folks. This is the 2.5 update. This is nuts. And this is a creator-made game mode. 8 racers.
Oh,
Wow.
oh,
Oh, less snow. Oh, that's not
impeding
great.
doom, impeding. Oh, he flipped it.
Look, the supercars have great roll mechanics, so I think we'll be okay for the most part.
Oh, mounted him.
Yeah, talk about... This was the same... Pickles was the same creator that was smashing people with the crowbar in the last one. Pickles is out for blood.
Pickles is also lost. Doesn't know where he's going right now.
That tree does not care.
I think that
hit
incident
me
there
again.
may have combobulated his brain. Discombobulated his brain, rather.
I feel like I need to get like a lower quality mic and be like have the sounds of racing around me, and I'm like sitting up in a booth like I'm commentating professional racing mode here.
I got you, bro.
Oh, so Bella is actually picking up another person, realizing that you can't.
Said no man left behind in the ship. I think it's time to leave you behind. I'm out of here.
Well, oh. Oh.
I just tried to be a good Samaritan for like, I don't think any reason whatsoever now. I don't know what's happening.
Sometimes life hits you like that, you know?
Yeah, you know, being a kind person is great and all, but not when you're racing to a finish line coming out of Yasnaya on Erangel. What are we doing? PUBG Mobile, World of Wonder. We're trying to get first place. Who said it? Metalcore, I believe, maybe at the front of this race.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Is it?
Oh, I thought that was like the first
Oh,
place
no,
marker.
there's a car in front. There's a car in front. For sure, there's a car in
Oh,
front.
wow.
Oh.
Yeah, they just went
Wow.
way high.
Wow.
above
Is he
that
going to
ramp.
hit this? No.
Oh, no.
Absolutely fans it.
Oh, it's her gaming's at checkpoint 15?
Intentionally
Are we going-
griefing?
No, I think you have to maybe missed it initially. You
Yeah.
have to go back and hit it and then keep going.
No, I agree with that, but I think she swerved her car to hit the other player. I feel it.
I mean, understandable.
And I
can't-
understand. I
can't
would do the
begrudge
same.
that.
I would, yes, I would do the same.
Ace Lawrence maybe in first, 17, looking for 18 checkpoint.
Well, I wonder, so I think
Absolutely
does it give
thuman.
you a speed boost to go through that, I think?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh.
Wait, are we at the very beginning?
No, I think...
How many? Is,
Oh! Oh! What did we?
Is that the
the
finish
end?
line?
Is that the end?
oh, is that? Did Ace do?
Wait, is it
Wait,
like
what?
a capture point thing?
I think maybe
Oh!
get out of
What?
your...
Oh no!
No! Look at his face. Oh no! Oh no!
I think you might get out of your vehicle at the end, maybe.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Look.
No, that is unfortunate.
Oh, I
Okay.
feel for him. I really do.
I'm
I
gonna
do.
be honest. There's 8 racers and Metalcore might be in last. That's my
Oh!
bad. Great grief though.
Great grief.
Excellent
into
grief.
the tree. Some would call that karma. Oh.
I think we've lost Farouk. Uh-oh, watch out.
Jesus.
Oh my! Does it
So-
restart you completely if you get eliminated?
I think if you die, you're fully eliminated.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, she,
Wait,
they
oh,
won. She
her-
did win. She did win.
Bella
Wait.
won. Wait, Bella won, not her.
I'm gonna be
What
honest.
is happening?
Or
Couldn't
did
tell
multiple
you.
people win?
Couldn't tell you, but I'm here for it. Whatever just happened, it was a great time.
It was fun. I liked it.
Wild. I mean, I want a replay of the ending there. I want to see what occurred. You know.
So
I just want to watch that one horrible miss on that final ramp we
Yeah.
saw was going and just completely whiffs.
So I think what happened, for what I can tell, is that actually it showed victory for everybody. So it was Bella that actually finished the race first, and I think it is if you land on top of that rooftop first, you win. So there's a chance maybe Bella won just by a very slight margin. But still, congratulations to Bella. This is also hilarious, by the way, because Bella has a running joke on her stream that she's the worst driver of all time. So apparently not, because Bella just won the race.
Was that like a bait and switch, like getting people to believe, hint, wink, wink. I'm not a good driver, but I'm just gonna smoke everyone in this creator map.
It's a very smart strategy, and I think she implemented it to the maximum degree. You gotta feel bad for our boy here, though.
This
is
This was
so
very
hurts.
unfortunate. That was very unfortunate.
My guy Ace. We love Ace. Everybody in the chat saying give Ace the win. We love Ace in this house. He's He's won an event in the past, all right? He's having a good time. It was close. I don't know what happened, but it was a great time regardless. Map number 3 was a big success. I love that we've seen 3 totally different maps, but all 3 are kind of races, which is a lot of fun, right? Like an obstacle course, falling off the top of a giant tower course, and then an actual race course. Totally different and completely created by our creators. So shout out to everybody that made maps for this. The creator, by the way, of the race in Yasnaya was LR0. So shout out to LR0 for creating that for us. A lot of fun and really cool to see.
Yeah, I think that was great too, and I love giving creators the opportunity as well to have their maps featured in this, right? And the content, the creativity that can come out of something like that. But I'm really excited to go through as we prepare for map 4, and I think we'll get into this in a little bit. But what we have in store for map 4 is definitely a step away from what we've seen out of maps 1 through 3.
Yeah, you're gonna get back to what you would call a more traditional PUBG Mobile experience in a little bit, but it's still a big twist. So we'll talk about that in a second. Before we get there, folks, I'm sure you're having fun, but it's even more fun if you're walking away with some UC, right? 300,000 UC being given away today, courtesy of PUBG Mobile, and of course, Samsung Galaxy for making this all possible. Here's your code. I surprised you with it. Didn't give you a lot of warning. You got to go type it in as fast as possible. Take a look on the right-hand side, by the way. These are 10,000 UC rather than 5. PUBGmobile.com/redeem is how you claim it. Go type in your user ID, then type in the code. Whether you fumbled the win in the race or otherwise, you can get some UC right now. I think Ace might be typing these codes in right now before everybody else gets them, because he's got to be feeling bad about the very close loss. But the only way to redeem this, PUBGmobile.com/redeem. User ID, type in the code, walk away with 10,000 UC. Whew. Okay. TG, 3 up, 3 down, got 3 to go. Now, as we're about to head into map 4, this is gonna be something that you're gonna like a lot, I think. This is a 48-player, 12-squad team deathmatch.
Oh my goodness! Now you just
And where
described it.
else but on the Lincoln Memorial and Washington Monument?
What? This is wild. I mean, this is absolutely stupendously amazing, and I think everyone's going to have a great time here. I am very interested to see the teams. I am very interested to see if the story of Bella continues. Can Bella take another dub home? Because it's dub after dub right now.
Yeah, Bella is in this one as well. We've got our, I believe, all 16 of our creators competing in this, plus some PUBG Mobile VIPs. But yeah, you heard it here first, 48 players. That means you all at home can get involved. Community members, that's you. You're going to be able to get involved in short time. Stay tuned. Get your typing fingers ready, because we're going to be welcoming in the first some odd 16 or so players, about 20 players that we're going to be welcoming in to join us from the community. So you've been watching today, you've been getting your UC, you've been having a lot of fun with us to celebrate the 5th anniversary, but you could play in the team deathmatch on the Lincoln Memorial of all places. So TG, now you've got a lot of words of wisdom. The code's about to pop up on the screen, but for everybody at home, team deathmatch, memorial, landmark, this is going to be nuts. Here's the room code, folks. If you've been waiting on it, 8792629. 8792629. That rhymes and it sounds flawless rolling off the tongue. The password is 321. Really simple. 321 go. We're about to get started on this lobby. If you want to get involved, this is where you type it in. Room code 8792629. It's on your screen right now. Go get in that map. Now, okay, TG, I've been kind of trying to ask you this question for a while. The words of wisdom, I got to get it from you, because team deathmatch, this is where you thrive. You're a battle royale aficionado, but there's respawn in this. This is a team deathmatch, first team to 40 points. Give it to me. What's going on, Lincoln Memorial?
I think we got to really break down the name. You know, team. First and foremost, work with your team. This is not solos. Work with your team. The team that works the best will be winning. Now, deathmatch, all right? Realize that you can get eliminated here. Yes, you do respawn, but you're giving a point to the other team. Don't be just throwing around your life left, right, and center. Focus up, guys. Focus up.
That's flawless words of wisdom. If I've ever heard any words of wisdom, that might be the best I've ever heard, because you're right. I'm a bloodthirsty player. Let's be very clear. And I'm not great, but I'm solid, but I'm bloodthirsty, which means I rush in and I throw my life away time after time because it's respawn. But you're right, you're giving points to other players. Katie, something else to think about with TDM though, 12 squads all trying to get to 40 points. So this is kind of like a team deathmatch of like almost like a ground war type-esque feel with everyone all vying against each other. It's going to be third, fourth, fifth, sixth party central.
Well, yeah, and especially considering, again, this is the Lincoln Memorial and Washington Monument. So there's going to be some areas on the map where you can actually get, I think, some nice cover behind you. So you only have to worry about certain directions to be watching. It's not like you're going to be out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, someone might be, depending on where you go around these monuments. But that is the biggest question for me is this isn't just in a regular map. This is at the memorial and the monument. So who's going to be able to utilize that environment most effectively? And also, how long did it take to make that?
Irene Shell, who I believe, if I remember correctly, yeah, she's actually been participating in the event. She's a PUBG Mobile VIP that created this map. She ran the fall race in map number 2. Not sure of her success factor in that, but actually created this map for the event, which is really exciting. I mean, here's the thing. Typical gamer. Does the level of history or your travel aficionado, does that lend you any benefit going into this combat arena, given that it theoretically is a one-for-one replica of our monuments?
That was exactly the point that I'm going to bring up. I feel like there's some geographical expertise here that's going to come into play. I think knowing your landscape is half the battle. So those who have visited both or one of them are going to have an advantage, but at the end of the day, it's who can adapt the fastest. All right, who can pivot, and we're going to see that champion here in just a little bit. I'm excited. I'm stoked.
All right.
I'm just saying, keep Lincoln behind you.
There's tanks?
Tanks?
Yeah, why aren't there tanks? It's team deathmatch. Of course there's tanks. Are you joking? We're ready to rock and roll. Tanks? Oh,
there's a lot of weaponry on the ground. Wow.
What? Yeah,
Scoop it all up like chipmunks.
This is a base camp. I mean, we got tanks. We've got every piece of loot that we could ever want.
Scout towers? What is happening?
We need, okay, so typical gamer, walk me through your process. You've seen the map now. You can see the monument off in the distance. Are we staying as a team? Are we putting one in a tank, one in a sniper tower? What's your thoughts here?
I think you definitely got to identify the you know what, the cheese here. You know, what is the most powerful? A tank, 4 stronger than a human, right? It's just how it is. So get those tanks, utilize them, possibly steal them from the other team if possible, and just really make sure that you're taking advantage every single spot that you can. And then realizing where people spawn. I mean, there's a lot to it. Again, they need to adapt, and they need to adapt quickly.
That's a great call out. I think adaptation is everything. Chemistry going to be everything. Overall, I think it's going to come down to exactly what you said. It's what's the strongest strat and which teams have figured out that strat quicker than others. You can see a number of eliminations coming through the elimination feed here. Jacob in a tank, going from boat gang to tank gang. And a snipe from Shifan. Shifan's going to be a top slayer, folks. Typical gamer, I don't know if you know, but Shifan is a pro PUBG Mobile player. Was participating with Nova Esports for a while and is now part of InHyper, who's competing in the PMPL in A side of things and is ranked currently number 2 in the PMPL. So obviously a slayer, and with Respawn on, it's going to be nonstop carnage.
Well, keep in mind, too, this is team play. You're all trying to get to that, I believe it's, 40 eliminations for your team to win. So if you have the communication, you have the call-outs to work together, and, well, maybe even have a tank, should be well on your way. Some nice shots out. Spots one in the field. Not able to connect with too much, but so far so good. As we swing back over, Jacob with the tank!
Oh, TG, we got a tank battle, brother. This is
what I wanted to see. I'm seeing some ricochets. I mean, wow. To see this in action is incredible.
It's not often on main stage we get to watch tank battles in PUBG Mobile. This is what the World of Wonder is all about. And, well, maybe you don't need a tank on the other side. Sorry. This Papa PG, his laugh gets me every time. This man is having a blast.
Look at this, though. I mean, the tanks I thought would be a lot stronger. I guess he's just not finding people. A lot of people are fighting in buildings, right?
Yeah, this map is very big. A shout out to Irene, by the way. This is crazy. The fact that she built this entire map. This is not like, you know, a small map. This isn't like, you know, one little isolated arena. This is a huge map for a team deathmatch. Again, you got to fit 12 squads. And it's just, I saw somebody in chat say, the mother load of loot. And the blue zone is here, by the way. So it is going to shrink people in order to start racking up those eliminations a bit faster.
And you can see right now over toward the Lincoln Memorial, trying to work your way forward. You can see consistently there, the Washington Monument.
Notice me.
Distance, all these players trying to figure it out. Bella getting tagged up, trying to stay alive, but Bella Fox goes down. Crazy. Kev.
Now, this is the
Taking
beauty
him out,
of Battle Royale, making people fight. You know,
Exactly.
that's the joy of it. You know, some people like camping. Cool. Can't do that in a Battle Royale when the zone keeps on closing in.
Hey, this is Pickle's game mode. The man's been trying to grief the entire time we've been going through these World of Wonder game modes, and this one you actually can grief. That's the whole point. Tank battle. Bam! Papa PG's hitting, but... Okay. He says, yeah, this is impossible. No, they worked! That's Metalcore! See ya!
Getting revenge for not placing high on the leaderboards of the initial, you know, tournament, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Papa PG may have not done exactly how they wanted in the first half of this, but is having a blast in the second half. Here's the respawn mechanic. Yeah, so this Metalcore just got annihilated out of his tank. So in theory, you're respawning up in the air and flying back in, which is actually really cool. Able to see the map, so you can kind of survey the battlefield. Try to figure out what's going on.
We're taking a slightly different approach this time.
By the way, can we just appreciate all the different outfits and skins? It's crazy.
They
Yeah,
look amazing.
it's nuts. I mean, there's so many car skins and vehicle skins and all the different player skins. Of course, you've got your pet pals and everything of the like. It's
Someone had a cat. I was a big fan.
Love cats.
I can't remember who it was, but shout out.
Oh,
Okay.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I feel like the tanks are out of play now. Nope. I see a tank in the distance.
Metalcore's down.
Spoke too soon.
It's Papa PG just farming Metalcore with the tank. He won the tank battle, and he said, no, look, you drove a tank earlier. This is my house. I continue to splatter you. And he's been hanging out here the entire game, by the way.
I mean, if it's
Like
working,
just
it's
taking
working.
random pot shots. I mean, and it was working. I wonder how high up he could aim. If he managed to hit someone out of the sky, falling back in.
That would be
That would
very
actually be
clip-worthy. Very clip-worthy. Oh, we're getting a revive here.
We gotta save the team. We're not trying to give away any free eliminations.
There you go. I mean, it's up to, what did you say, 40?
Yeah, I think you're playing to 40. Now, with the blue zone, I might have to eat my words here a little bit. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. With the blue zone closing in theory, it just might be most eliminations at the end of the circle, and people might not be coming back at a certain point, like the respawn mechanic turns off. So I might eat my words a little bit. I didn't get a chance to actually play this map beforehand, and
Wants to kill me.
some of these teams maybe got a chance to practice it, but...
Now, using a sniper against a tank,
Hey, piercing
I don't
rounds?
know. That could very well be. And we could see that strategy pull through here today. I'm just somewhat doubtful, to say the least.
Understandable.
Papa PG's got the zone pool of a lifetime. I mean, the guy's been hanging out here the whole time. Folks at home, if you're wanting to know what's going on, yes, this is the World of Wonder in 2.5. Yes, this is Thesaurus PG in a tank finally gets nuked out of it. A slight eyebrow raise as well. It was probably my time, and I did get confirmation when your whole team dies, you're out. So you just have to be the last person on your team to let your team continue to respawn. Otherwise, the full team gets wiped. You are out of the game. So that's kind of the win mechanic here.
Well, that's really cool, though. That's a really cool mechanic, and it promotes not just throwing away your life. What? This guy's in the basement.
Wants to kill me.
Well, if you needed to potentially respawn teammates, this would be the place to be. Just hide away for a little bit. You don't have to worry about PG mowing you down with the tank outside. You can take your time. Get a look around, but 8 eliminations, close to some double digits right now.
You gotta expect that Thesaurus PG's got. I need to look back at how many eliminations he's got. There's Ace Lawrence. Or by themselves. Wonder how much the team has, though. They're in a good spot here.
Yeah, I mean, now it turns into classic PUBG Mobile, you know? It is the survival of the fittest. Zone pull, of course, a big factor, but knowing the terrain, quickly adapting, and use of weaponry here, having a sniper in the AR.
The M4 is really strong across the board, so even if you're trying to fight close range with it, you'll usually do pretty well, so...
Now, has the zone stopped collapsing, or will it continue to collapse?
That's a great question. I think that's a question for Irene Shell, the creator of the map. I'm not sure. But we are down to 22 remaining of the original, I believe, somewhere around 48, if I remember correctly.
I think it was 48, yeah.
So, with that in mind, certainly... Oh, yeah. This is a wrapped car. This is a car for cover, for sure. That's doing exactly what it needs to do. Ace is going to grab a revive.
Wow, that is... I feel like that's a risky revive, but you got to... If you're the teammate that's down, you got to appreciate him.
Sometimes you got to risk it.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a pixel. Maybe one.
Kind of missed the tanks.
He's going to blame his thumb for that one.
Oh, Metalcore hiding against the wall. Oh, no, Metalcore's down. He's actually spectating his teammate. Potentially. Giving him a chicken. Thumbs up.
Ooh, that's good. If I got a chicken while playing, I would be hyped up.
Hey, winner, winner, chicken dinner. We'll see who scores it at the end.
Oh,
Run.
That was a big action.
Wow. And you guys said that Metalcore won the first tournament? Is that correct?
Okay,
yes.
Let's give him a bit of grace here. Metalcore is spectating, okay? This is not actually Metalcore's gameplay.
Okay.
Yeah, spectating a teammate. Everything's okay. He's actually, I think, spectating one of his opponents. I believe this is a content creator as well. Maybe. This is Leave. Not positive, but...
That is... I almost judged him.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That would have been funny, though. That would have been a funny arc. A story arc.
Yeah, win the whole thing and then grenade yourself to death.
Something I would do.
Ooh, Saman finds Leave.
Okay, well, the lobby's whittling down now.
I want to see it. Ace Lawrence, he's known for his shotgun gameplay, but today it's snipers. Collectively, we all hold our breath. No, we'll not find it yet.
I've been holding my breath the whole time. You just reminded me to breathe, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, saving the day. Champion, like always.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing multiple eliminations in the feed right now.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a head?
Oh, had it.
Did you
take
see
the shot?
the hesitation? There was two. Oh, did he?
No.
No. It just so happened to coincide.
Got a good spot. I don't know if the zone closes anymore or if it will. It's going to take a... Ooh. Saw a peek of somebody.
I think the players will eventually get rowdy, you know?
Oh, yeah.
This has got to be a headshot, no?
I think they've spotted Ace out as well, and they're going to be sniping each other. With the modicum of loot on the ground, I think everybody's probably running the sniper AR combo. Oh, yeah, he got planked.
Powerful.
This is down to like a third.
Oh.
You take the peek, you got to take what happens with it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
That was tough. I mean, that's one of those things where 1 pixel difference, you're winning that gunfight. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, like, this is a classic game theory right here. Like, you revived your teammate, you expect to be revived, right?
There it is.
Oh, and the hit came in. Not trying to get the pickup on Ace.
There we go.
Thank you,
Gets
sir,
it done. There you go.
for saving me.
Okay. Looks like Crazy Kev is one of our PUBG Mobile VIPs that she joined in on Ace's team. Be able to heal up. Woo.
Putting down some fire there, trying to back up his boy. They got quite the reserve of ammo and weapons here.
Yeah.
Everything they could probably ever need.
I know, there's never leave.
This is like a medieval, stake down. I mean, you got a castle that you're protecting for days and days and days. All this loot, and you could survive.
I like that. I really felt his pain there. When I see multiple opponents, sometimes my brain just shoots between them, Oh, oh.
Sneaky, sneaky. A flank trying to come through.
Those are some big shots there. These grenades, you think they're going to hit? Do you think we're going to connect?
I think if I'm that player and I just got plinked like that, I'm rotating back around the big rock.
Easy.
Trying to take the fight from a different angle. Did get a chance to see. That was who I thought it was. Metalcore was actually spectating Levenho the other side, but Levenho got taken out from a errant grenade. Oh, there's the flank on the other side. Wasn't expecting it.
What? We knew some player had to make a move here. And now they're
Ace just in a tough position. At least has the teammate to support unless you get lit on fire.
On fire. This is a very, very precarious situation.
Everything's fine. Everything's not fine.
No, everything is not fine.
Grenades everywhere.
And that is wraps. It's a big old draw.
Yeah, I think technically.
Wow, that was chaotic.
Okay, technically a draw, I think, because we didn't get to the cap. I wonder who had the most eliminations at the end. We'll try to get a read on that and call back to that in later. But yeah, talk to me. It was chaotic, but talk to me what you guys thought about Irene's map. I personally was impressed. I was impressed. TG, what did you think about that one?
I was impressed, and it led to some moments that were absolutely incredible. I mean, to see some replays here. Look, on cue. Wow.
You're a pro, man.
Look at that. Look at that. And the tanks out of nowhere. I mean, did you guys expect tanks?
Didn't, but I'm so happy that they were there.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say the same thing. It's like one of those things where if you don't play the map, you hear the monuments and you're like, okay, this could be big enough for tanks. You hear 48 players, you're like, maybe. It is TDM. Like, I know tanks exist in some of our modes, and yeah, it's exactly what we saw. We saw some tank battles early. I mean, yeah, Katie, so initial impressions from this map. What do you think about the overall design?
I really liked it a lot, and I'm impressed especially by how much time and dedication it must take from these creators to bring these maps to life. I love that you have the monuments and everything in the background as well, but at the end of the day, I was here for the tank-on-tank warfare.
Yeah, I was as well. Chat, we'd love to hear what you thought about Irene's map and all of the other maps we've seen thus far. I saw a lot of positive reinforcement for Irene in the chat. We love Irene around these parts, and she did a fantastic job of creating that map. I was thoroughly impressed. That was a lot of work, and it was really fun to showcase it on the main stage, and for some of our community members to get involved with that. It was really, really cool. So show some loves, maybe a heart, GG in the chat for Irene, because that was a blast to see, as well as all of our other creators as well. That's 4 maps, and guess what? That means it's time for some more UC. Friends and family at home, it's time to type in a new code. Well, there's 5 of them on your screen right now, 10,000 UC a piece. How do I redeem them? Great question, Coach. PUBGMOBILE.com/redeem. That's how you do it. And they go very fast. You got to have your fingers ready. I don't give you a lot of warning. We've got more coming up down the line, though. PUBGMOBILE.com/redeem. Go type in one of these codes now. All you got to do, type in your user ID and type in the code. That's it. You'll claim your 10,000 UC. Giving away 300,000 in total today, which is really, really cool. All thanks to PUBG Mobile and, of course, Samsung Galaxy for making that possible. Chaos, a lot of fun, a celebration, and we love sharing that celebration with everybody at home that's watching in all of our live stream locations. And if you're watching the VOD format, we love you too. Unfortunately, all these codes are definitely gone, because I'm pretty sure they're gone in about 3.2 seconds. So
blisteringly fast.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, what's been our favorite so far? We've played 4 out of 6. Katie, let's start with you. Out of the 4 that we've played, which one do you think was your favorite, or maybe the one that you would do best on is another way to answer that?
Look, I'm going with map 2. The way Bellafox yeeted off the top rope, was able to get that clutch grab. Could have slowed it down a little bit, but it looked like a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, I probably wouldn't win it, but I'd do it all the time. I'd have a ton of fun with that map. I liked it a lot.
Okay, TG, I'll ask you the same question, but before I do, map number 5 is here, and our community members can get involved. So it's time. Go type it in. Not a lot of room to get in. There's only a few spots that you can take up. This one was created by Bella Fox, by the way, which is why it's called Escape from the Fox Den. 8813955 is your room code. The password is 354. not 345, 354. That's your password. Now, TG, I want to ask you your favorite. So give me your favorite while we're letting our players join. I want to make sure you get a chance to answer that, or maybe which one you would do best on.
I'm going to answer to which one I would like to play the most, and I want to play the death run. I feel like I would, like the whole parkour course definitely feels like something. I don't know. I love playing them, and just the fact that it's in PUBG Mobile, which you could download now on your phone, is fantastic, and I want it, and I'm going to go play it after this. Maybe I'll play it right now during this.
If you're fast enough, you could potentially join Escape from the Foxton and play and host at the same time, but you missed the code, and you have to scrub back through the VOD to find it. I'm sure our community members have already joined. Oh, it's in the bottom left. It's right below me. I have eyes. There it is. Go type it in. If you haven't joined yet, there might still be a slot open. So a total of 50 players on this one, gentlemen and lady. We've got, this is solo, so it's just 50 players straight up. We've got our creators, we've got our VIPs, and then we also have those community member spots on this one. By the way, the color text, we haven't had a chance to talk through the summary of this map, is that it's the first to make it out of the massive maze alive. That's what we're trying to do. Totally different from the last map that we've seen. So it is a race, but it's also don't fall.
Are there traps in the maze?
Yeah, I think it's don't fall to your death. Maybe don't get eliminated by your opponents. Maybe don't fall into a trap. This is gonna be dicey.
It is a fox den, so
I think exactly right. Who knows? Maybe there's foxes. I'm getting worried that the players start at the top center of the maze, where they can get a lay of the land. So you do get a chance to kind of spectate and look over the maze and say, okay, this is going to be my fastest pathway through. Probably going to get lost once you actually hit boots on the ground, though, which is going to be the difficult part. And you got to be careful where you land, because the entrances are guarded by AI. So you actually have to battle your way through the maze against AI as well, which is really cool. So there's 4 different segments of maze, and the first person to get to the end, the guard tower of any of those 4 will win. So there's kind of different ways you can make your way to the finish line first, but you're gonna have to battle through some armed AI to get there.
That is a lot of fun. I really like that. So you have those 4 entrances. You can pick which one you want to go through if you can survive the AI and get through the maze most efficiently. And I think it's to get to the first person gets to the end guard tower of any of the 4 entrances is able to close it out. This might become my new favorite, depending. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, so TG, the classic question is words of wisdom for you, because you are really a professional. You're a typical gamer, but you're a professional gamer as well. This is what you do for a livelihood. You're a content fiend. Do you go the content route where you try to take down, this is probably what Pickles is going to do, take down as many people as possible, because it is technically a free-for-all with 50 players, or am I trying to win this thing? What's your strategy of choice?
And thank you for all the words, the kind words on your behalf. So thank you so much. I think for me, you got to know your strengths. You got to know your weaknesses. If I had an incredible, just picture way of memorization that I could just look at it, observe it from above, and just know where everything is, I'd go for the win. Otherwise, I'm taking everybody down with me into the foxhole.
Yeah, no, that's a great call.
Yeah, wait, DG, hear me out. Okay. What if, so some of these have armed AI in them. What if your tactful approach is let a couple people go ahead of you to get the aggro of those AI, just let them deal with it, go right on past?
Katie would love you in my raid group. That is fantastic, and I think that that could very well be the strategy. It really depends how intelligent this artificial AI is,
Smart.
Does it have some machine learning in it? Who knows? Could get pretty crazy right here.
It's definitely going to get crazy. I mean, we're talking about a maze. We're talking about an AI. It's a race. It's a free-for-all, let alone 50 players. I mean, I knew Bella Fox was a creative, a fantastic content creator for PUBG Mobile. By the way, PUBG Mobile is actually her first game ever, mobile gaming ever experience was PUBG Mobile. Wow. And she's been around for nearly all of the 5 years that we've been here. So celebrating that 5th anniversary, celebrating Bella Fox, and celebrating map number 5 of the World of Wonder series that she created, which is really, really cool. So I had a chance to see her obviously compete in the first half and also race and win said race. Now it's time to see if maybe she could even win her own map. I wonder if they allowed her to play, or is that just totally unfair?
That would be tough, because presumably she would know.
Yeah, she's in it. I think if I'm Bella, since I made the map, I'm griefing. I've got a god spot somewhere. I'm gonna sit with a sniper on
What if
top
Bella's
of the map.
final boss? They just try and get to the end of the lane, and it's just Bella Fox waiting for them.
Oh, that would be good. Well, hear me out. Maybe
Answer
she has
some
like a
riddles?
secret room, and she has like a weapon in there, and she grabs it, annihilates everybody.
Like
Comes around with a tank.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A secret room with a tank. I think that's called a hangar. Bella, I think you're on something here. If I'm Bella, I know I can create a really cool map in the World of Wonder. I think I do give myself a nice advantage, but I don't go for the win. I let people have their fun. I want them to experience my map. I just make it really hard for them, and either snipe or a shotgun around corners with sneaky hidey holes. I don't know what she's gonna be doing, but excited to see what she's able to do. I know our map's getting loaded here just shortly. This is, again, for the folks at home that maybe just tuned in somehow. I don't know how you missed our celebration thus far, but you're not too late. We're almost there. This is map 5 of 6 in the World of Wonder playlist. And again, you get involved yourself. We've got some community slots that we've theoretically probably filled up at this point for this map. Might have some for the next one. But you can also just go check out 2.5 and even this map yourself outside of this broadcast with the World of Wonder 2.5 update. This is the 5th anniversary. We're celebrating. Go download PUBG Mobile right now for free in your iOS or Android Google Play stores, especially if you're playing on the brand new Ultra S23 Ultra from Samsung Galaxy. Things are crazy fast. The fastest Snapdragon processor ever. Period. End of sentence. Let alone its camera capabilities and incredible battery life. It's a phone you want to get your hands on. Our sweepstakes is done, so you can't enter into it anymore. We will be drawing those winners towards the end of this broadcast, though, so stay tuned for that. 5 of you will receive some for free, which is exciting, as well as all of our UC giveaways that we've done. So,
can I be one of the 5?
I mean, hey, maybe did you get a chance to enter? Were you fast enough to hop in? I mean,
do I still have a chance?
No, the sweepstakes have closed. It was 7:30 PT. I'm on Central Time. It was 9:30. It's like 16 minutes ago. If you missed out, you missed out. I'm sure there's more sweepstakes coming down the line, though. And guess where you can find those? Samsung Galaxy socials. Go follow Samsung Galaxy on socials. PUBG Mobile posts about it as well. You can follow PUBG Mobile on all major socials as well, because look, there's a lot going on in the PUBG Mobile world, obviously. 5th year anniversary, and we're getting something totally new from the team behind the scenes. World of Wonder, Imagiversary game mode, both totally new, totally fresh, and really feels like we're just getting started. And it looks like we're gonna have to reset really quick, but we're gonna get a chance in a second to it looks like the winners are actually going to come during game 6. So stay tuned to see if you won those sweepstakes. Don't go anywhere for that. Okay, so we've seen 4 out of 5. We've asked you all what you would rather play and who you think could maybe come out on top. Now, let's say this. Us 3. We hop in to the death race, okay? We hop into the first obstacle course, okay? It's a challenge course. Here's my question. TG, are you thinking you come out on top? You think you could beat Katie and I in that obstacle course? I mean, we're kind of PUBG Mobile pros, I'm not going to lie.
I have no doubt you and Katie are incredible people. I just think when you enter the parkour world, you're entering my domain, right? And at that point, it's just dubs only. You guys might win the other ones, okay? But parkour, that's my thing.
All I'm saying, race starts, Goj. I kick out your kneecaps. You're on the ground. Can't be helped. We fly into the maze, grab TG by the back, gets the AI aggro, and I'm off.
That's
that
is brutal, Katie. We're trying to keep it family friendly right here.
Wow, Katie
busted
is
my
wild.
kneecaps. Well,
that's premeditated.
Speaking of busting kneecaps, we've had some amazing creators compete all day today across both different game modes. And as we're continuing to wait patiently for this next map, we've got to shout out some of those creators. We've got a special guest, of course, joining us just for the World of Wonder playlist. That's Rye Guy, one of the fastest growing YouTubers in the world. This guy's nuts. He's had a chance to play, and kneecaps have been broken by pickles in some of our obstacle courses that we've seen thus far. But you got to shout out the rest of our content creators. Thank you for joining us. And if you're cheering one of your content creators on, if you're hanging out in any of our live stream locations, type in the chat who you're vying for in this next Foxed In Maze. If we can get it going, I want to hear who you're here supporting. I've seen Dab Plays in the chat. He's rallying his supporters. I saw Coffee, who's had a chance to watch out from behind the scenes. Dab, one of our VIPs, won one of our races thus far. So if you're really trying to cheer somebody on, I need you to type it into the chat. We want to hear from you. who you're supporting and who you're going for. A lot of PG fans, Papa PG or otherwise. There's a ton of creators, a ton of their communities all joining together to celebrate the 5th anniversary of PUBG Mobile. That's why we're here, and we're having a blast doing it. The game's
All right,
ready.
here we go, Coach.
Look at
Into the
that
fox
timing.
Into the maze.
Into the fox den.
The timing.
Escape from the fox. And this maze is intense. Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
Yeah, there's no shot I'm memorizing that. Yeah, that's just not happening. Although you can't escape at any of the towers, right? So I feel like that ups your odds with 4 towers around the map.
Okay, so that's exactly right. Now I am getting word from Bella that she's actually electing to stay up at the top, the observe kind of tower, and yell at people the whole time. So that's another strategy. I'm not gonna shoot anyone. I'm gonna watch and just yell at them, which is great because I know a lot of the creators are in Discord together and potentially in-game comms. So that's incredible.
Oh, that's they found the middle tower again. That's an
Congratulations,
unwelcome sight.
you've come back to where you started. The 4 entrances, some do have the armed AI you got to be careful of, along with all the other competitors here. And I think really, what is the only strategy?
What?
Wait, what? Somebody already won?
Wow. Wait, was it Bella?
We might get a refresh. It is Bella's map. Doesn't look like we're gonna see who it was. All of that to say, how about this? You didn't get a chance to see the map all the way through, but you all can go check out the map yourself. It was a teaser. Go to the World of Wonder playlist in-app right now in PUBG Mobile. You get a chance to play it. That was a teaser. You wanted to see what happened in the maze, and somebody got out fast. You didn't get a chance to see who it was. They knew what they were doing, and it wasn't Bella Fox.
Quickly.
So, it's just a little cheese, TG, huh?
Well, maybe they knew that you had to hold your right hand out. You know that thing where you got to hold your right hand against the wall and you eventually find your way out?
Yeah.
I think they took that knowledge.
Maybe there's like a Minotaur or somebody and somebody was following a string. I don't know. All of that to say, you go check it out, World of Wonder. It's in the game right now. Bella made it. Really cool map. Shout out to Bella for putting in the time to create that map. Somebody snuck through, though, and we didn't get a chance to see who it was. So whoever you are, we've got our eyes on you going into the last one. And speaking of having your eyes on people, that wasn't a good transition, but we're going to go with it because you need to put your eyes on broadcast right now. You see giveaways. I was trying to, eyes on codes, eyes on people. It all works out in the wash. PUBGmobile.com/redeem. More codes for you coming right now. You got to type it in fast, though, because people at home, they're ready for it. They said, Coach, I can read your mind. Where do I go to type in these codes? I just read it to you. PUBGmobile.com/redeem. Type in your user ID, then type in the code for 10,000 UC, okay? Go type it in right now. Again, PUBGmobile.com/redeem, the only place to redeem these codes. Got a few more coming your way. If you haven't got a chance to get any, there's a couple more, but we're running out pretty shortly. We've almost given away 300,000 UC. Shout out to PUBG Mobile and, of course, Samsung Galaxy for making that possible in our celebration today. PG, Katie.
Yes.
Giveaways all across the board. 5 maps done and dusted, and we are going to be moving on to the 6th map. Now, I think both of you are going to like this one. This is what we like to call the runic power revive simulator is what I call it at the very least, because the runic power rebirth, this is a lot of fun. This is really cool too, because I saw the creator of this map in the chat a moment ago. Massive mobile creator, good friend of ours, Winsanity, is the creator of this next one. So it's going to be good if Winsanity's got his hands on it. This guy's next level. Let's take a look at what that means. Rebirth Runic Power. TG, take me through this description. What are you seeing there?
Big teams, lots of loot, ice walls, fast circles, and respawns. Respawns, baby. This is very interesting. This is this is just not another Friday night. This is something new,
Look, all of these words make a lot of sense and all go together. The ice walls is what's throwing me off, and I think it kind of goes towards the rebirth runic power, Katie. So what do you make of this final map in our anniversary event here?
You're going to have to be able to ice up. You're going to have that clutch factor, coach, to get it done. But I think what really sticks out to me that we haven't seen in the 6 maps, or well, the 5 before this that we've gone through in the World of Wonder, is the big teams aspect of it, which means we're going to have 6 teams, but it's going to be of 8 players in each team. So along with the respawns, the fast circles, I'm actually really excited for kind of this 8v8 in these large team battles.
Yeah, teams of 8 is definitely different. This is a brand new game mode. Of course, this is created by Winsanity in our World of Wonder game mode and playlist. TG, talk to me. We were talking about chemistry before our last couple maps. Teams of 8. That's a lot of players to try to have some chemistry with. I mean, are we splitting 4 and 4? We going into pods, squadrons, 2s, 3s? What's the strategy you think going into this one?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that when I read that description there, I felt like a polar bear. I don't know why. The ice walls really transformed me. I felt like I was somewhere else. So I'm really interested to see how this goes. But I think you got to be like polar bears. You got to squat up. I don't know if polar bears do that.
I think they do. They roam in packs.
Can polar bears have squadrons?
I think they roll deep together. They do. They roll deep together. That is confirmed. I'm Canadian. I know. Okay. And be like a polar bear, ladies and gentlemen. Be like a polar bear.
Be like a polar bear and squadron up. That's what the kids say these days. I think you're right. I think there is going to be some level of squadrons. But speaking of squadrons, it's time to join the lobby. Yes, we have room for you. Yes, community members, it's time for you to be involved. We want to share in this celebration. Rebirth Runic Power. Room code 883978. That is really close to my phone number. 883978. Just kidding. It's not even. It's not close at all. Total joke. Password 213. 883978. Password 213. Okay. If you want to get involved, you got to type in the room code. Don't go dialing that. You're definitely not going to get me, but the password is 213. Going to get a chance to play on Winsanity's custom created map for World of Wonder. Excited to see some of our community members involved on this one because, again, we've got looks 48 players, 6 teams of 8 people, so it'll be a lot of fun.
And what a name,
so
too.
Coach, I agree, but I have to ask, TG, so you're team polar bear.
Yeah.
So I feel like we all have to be team some sort of ice animal. So I'm team penguins.
Okay, you took that one from me. I'm going, we're going leopard seal. That's an insta win against penguins. I mean, that's just free. Anybody seen that movie? I mean, leopard seals or lion seals?
Walrus.
It's leopard seals. They're next level. Okay, production's calling for walruses. Polar bears also a solid choice. Penguins insta lose.
One, though. You could have been a killer whale.
Alpha play.
True.
I was about to. Could have been an orca.
Yes.
Poor Seal doesn't stand a chance. I've seen those maneuvers. You want to talk about some squad gameplay here, Goj? I've seen those orcas hit those ice. But
I've seen that too.
I'm sorry.
And they like flip them. They flip them over in the air.
That's Goj. You see him just flipping.
I'm a leopard
seal or whatever.
You're a penguin. Let's get back on pace here. Let's get back on stride here because Winsanity has created a really cool map. It's the runic power that's getting to me. So the ice walls, is it going to be every wall is ice or is it going to be some walls? Do they have some special abilities associated with them? I don't know, but I'm excited to see. And the other thing you got to remember too, this is going to be next level action. This is going to be reminiscent of the first half of our tournament here, Katie, with our Imagination Plaza, where everybody's dropping in because we got revives active, okay? So everybody's going to be respawning back in when you go down. Assumedly, it's going to be the same concept as the monument fight that we had from Irene, which is if you have one player alive, everybody else comes back up, which is going to be crucial. So you got 8 players on your team. Most of the time, your whole squad's not going to be wiped.
Unless the orcas come in from below.
Okay.
Unless the orcas come and they flip you on the ice walls.
Sure. The polar bears being flipped in the water, they're probably okay, right? I think you might survive there, TG.
I don't know. Would an orca? I feel like an orca would leave a...
I feel like they could take them down.
I mean,
metaphorically.
Okay, orcas eat great whites, so maybe a polar bear isn't safe.
Okay, I will say... Orcas do roll in squadrons, and our players are going to be rolling in squadrons as well because we've got 8 players on each team. Here's the map. It is technically the Erangel map, by the way, but this is going to be different. Gonna turn on our voice, and we are tuning into Pickles. And again, this map was created by Winsanity. Shout out to Win. We love Win in this house, but Pickles is gonna hop into the map and see who he can continue to grief and take over. Teams of 8. I'm trying to look at some of our teams. Oh, Winsanity's actually playing in this one. Winsanity playing with
great.
Metalcore.
Wow,
So
what a
a
team.
nice advantage, especially from our first half of the tournament winners.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm excited to see where these ice walls are, because I'm feeling more like a lemur now, like Team Lemur.
That's a good call out. Yeah, we'll see what.
Lemurs are great. We can go with lemurs.
Sorry, did you guys want a more powerful animal?
No, I had no issue with lemurs.
Okay.
I just think we've gone on this animal track for far too long. I'm team Metalcore. He's got Winsanity on his team, the creator of the map. They've got to take this thing, right?
They have to. I mean,
That's certainly going to be a leg up, considering you would assume Winsanity is going to understand exactly how those lemur-esque ice walls are going to work. And I think something we didn't touch on too much, TG, though, is also the fast circles. I'm really curious to know actually how aggressive they're going to be.
yeah, that you know what? I fixated so much on the ice walls that I honestly forgot the fast circles. And I don't know if other players will too. They got to be really paying attention to that, because it can get you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you start thinking about, circles and battle royales, it totally dictates the kind of flow of play, especially in PUBG Mobile. A couple friends of mine, shout out to Hot Jukes and Mustache Dave, some incredible casters in the PUBG Mobile scene. They call it Papa Blue because Papa Blue takes no prisoners. I mean, so many eliminations come to the side of Papa Blue that sometimes you have to throw Papa Blue on the leaderboard. It can take so many lives, but looks like we've got some fights happening here in Pachinki.
Do we think that that the zone would have the most eliminations on a leaderboard if you were to calculate it? All time, just all time.
All time, just in
must,
general?
almost certainly.
Oh, yeah.
100%,
no question.
Right?
Yeah, no question.
Okay. Was that a Siamese cat?
Yeah, we've got pet pals, and we also got a lot of people looting up. Because again, this is a little bit more harkening back to our TDM game. But 8 players on your team, revives, gonna be pretty intensive action. But it's definitely gonna be intense towards the end of this map, right? Because the blue is gonna be flying to center. So if you're gonna land somewhat on the edge of zone, you've got to basically grab your loot and then start rotating quickly.
Oh, there's the ice walls. That's an ice wall.
Oh, that could be an ice wall.
Can you summon it?
Yeah,
Wait, so is it the block cover?
Yeah, so this is the same block cover that we saw during the Imagiversary game mode. So this is what we were dealing with at the beginning of the event today. So you can actually spawn these walls in order to provide some cover. You can also place them under your feet and basically, elevator all the way up to the top of some of these buildings to get high ground.
Cool. This guy's making me very hungry with his burger head.
I agree.
I think it'd be hard to remember. You got 7 other teammates. I mean,
how many times are you coming on someone and you're like, wait, you're on my team. Wait, hold on. There's so many people here. That's got to be chaos if we get an 8-on-8 battle.
I mean, we'll definitely see it towards the end game. There it is. Now we're playing PUBG Mobile. That's what we like to see from Ace Lawrence.
But can he go higher?
Yes.
Wow.
Definitely.
The source he's really sticking with the color theme. I appreciate that.
I like it a lot. The aesthetic, it's all around complimentary.
I like the little chicken wings on the back.
Okay.
Keep talking about food and it's just getting a lot harder.
My bad.
No, TG, you had the perfect amount of chaos in the booth. We love having you around.
Love that. Well, I have one question here, but it does relate to animals. Can I answer? Can I ask it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you get a polar bear pet?
I think that would be a bit unfair because the polar bear would start
Miniature
mauling
polar bear?
people.
Just a mini polar bear, not a big one.
Just a little guy.
There we go.
Somebody in chat can correct me. I'm pretty positive you're not picking up polar bears. I think you can. Actually, I know you can get a penguin.
Wow. Well, okay. Yeah, there you go. PUBG Mobile.
I win by default. Knew it all along.
TG.
Oh, yeah.
The TG polar bear. Thank you.
Bella
nice
Fox.
shots out of Bella
Ooh.
Fox. Goes for 1, but gets traded. But should have that respawn. You can see the countdown happening right there. But it's that those respawns are going to be so hard, Goj, considering if every single person on your team needs to be eliminated and there's 8 of you, how's that realistically going to happen?
That's what I'm saying. It's going to come down to the wire. The final couple of circles are going to be chaos if that is the case. Because, again, everyone can respawn given the fact that you have at least one player alive. With 8 players on your team, I think this is exactly what Winsanity wanted to happen on main stage here, folks.
Why did I just love the core concept of Battle Royale being modified by players? You know, it is truly a world of wonder.
It is. That it is. And then loop back up. Once you go down, that's the thing. Especially as the circles getting smaller, you're going to have to either find, eliminated bodies on the ground that you can loot. Try to find some unlooted areas, and they're going to be far and few between with this many players.
Yeah, and trying to recover your loot probably difficult when a team has wiped your squad in that area. So it's going to put you at a disadvantage if you go down.
I really like the use of these ice walls a lot, though. And I think we actually saw in one of the videos about those covers at the very beginning of the event that you could use them to boost yourself up. So it was fun to finally be able to see that in action with one of the players. I'm curious to know if maybe the jump pads or anything else are also available, or if it's just going to be those block covers for players to utilize.
Yeah, this is genius too, because we have 2 totally separate game modes. And yet you're able to combine them in World of Wonder because you can create your own map, your own rules, your own objectives. And Ace Lawrence is building himself a fort on top of one of these buildings. And that's what's so fun is that you can do whatever you want in the World of Wonder, right? And when Winsanity gets a hold of the World of Wonder, you can build your way up to the top of a light pole or whatever we've got going on right here. Look at Farouk building up these stairs. This is called height advantage, friends and family at home. Farouk with the 5-head strats yet again. Oh, we're getting on top of the bridge. I was wondering what that was. Strong.
That's impressive.
Yeah, the hang gliders, man. They're great.
Oh, what is slippery feet?
Oh, no.
You gotta be more careful, You gotta be more careful.
It was really cool for like 3 seconds, though.
It was. And as gamers, sometimes 3 seconds is what we need.
True. You can build... Oh, I was going to say, this is also a choke point, right? So you could theoretically build an entire ice wall across the bridge. It's unlimited walls, which is awesome. Awesome idea from Winsanity.
Yeah. Well, even this, imagine they just flew the car and they had 3 seconds to join the air. It's worth it for us,
PG always finds his way to a vehicle. Tank, car, doesn't matter. They're rotating. PG wants to win this. Let's just be real. He's tired of being near the bottom or the middle of the pack. It's time for PG to shine. For all the PGs out there, as full squad, or actually rather half the squad, as there's 8 players on each team, but they're rolling together through Pachinki and out on their way to
got the
zone.
other squad coming through soon, maybe.
Well, take a look. There's still 0 full-on, I think, teams that are out of this. I'm really excited to see what this is going to look like once all of these teams are funneled into each other.
See, this is the metalcore we know and love. Stacking it up, taking ice wall after ice wall. No vehicles getting through my bridge. Not today. They're all working together. I love this.
The bridge already such a deadly point of the map, and just for them to make it even more deadly is so smart.
Yeah, they've got their whole team parked out on a choke point. Winsanity's on this team. He dreamed of this moment when he built this map. He said, I can't wait for this to happen on broadcast so I can show them all my secret strats. And, well, team's not going to be rotating over the bridge. They're going to be hanging out on the high ground. And now it's just open season on Metalcore & Co. in trouble out of nowhere. And that's Papa PG. PG's rolling up for the eliminations.
Look at the whole squad. The whole squad.
The whole squad is here, and that is a great power position for them to be in.
You got Farouk a part of this as well on the backside, trying to grab a different angle. It's a couple. Okay, Farouk finds one.
Wow. Being up on top of the bridge would have been great for this exact moment, but probably only for a brief period of time.
Yeah.
You'd become open season for you.
This is a bloodbath. Honestly, we got exactly what the description told us we would get. Big teams, fast action, fast circles, and endless ice walls. I mean, we got it all already. And constant revives, so many players down. Bit precarious. Does look like we've
Imagine
lost some.
Farouk had stayed on top of the bridge, though, and just laid prone
You're-
and waited for them to pull up.
Yeah, maybe. But at the same time, it's like all it takes is like 1 or 2 people to look at you, and if you can't take them down fast enough,
Doesn't matter if you're mowing them down. It would have been awesome. Let me live this dream, Coach.
Well, how about
Okay.
if not only Farouk, but the whole squad was prone on the bridge waiting and then launched an ambush attack? Just saying. Insane.
I mean, ambushes are the name of the game, especially if you're trying to fully eliminate a full team of 8 all at the same time. Gotta catch them unaware like this.
I know we're going to see plenty of it, but I'd love to see a full-on AV8 clash. You know, one of us makes it out, one of us doesn't.
Well, again, final circle is going to be nuts. I mean, if our revive timer never turns off on this game mode, in theory, we'll have nearly every single team at least have somebody alive. And if you can't take them down fast enough, people are going to keep respawning into this tiny circle.
Hear me out. Final circle on the bridge.
Oh, I wish you could. I don't know. I don't think you can custom set circles, but if you can, that's the way to do it. You definitely could like set aside the bridge though as a map that you can create in World of Wonder, which is exciting. Now
Another team's pulling up.
Yeah, but they're late. Papa Blue's taking lives and it's taking prisoners, and it's not saying, it's not apologizing for it.
Only one person fully up. Can they carry the torch? Oh, I think it's wraps for this team.
I know. I think it might very well be, too. Taking a look at the top left, the remaining is starting to dwindle, so maybe not everyone making it to this end game. Pickles, nice connections on some of these. Nice shots up there onto...
Is that infinite ammo?
He's got around 40 or so. Oh, it is infinite in the weapons. Yes.
Oh,
Infinite in the weapons. You do
yeah.
have to reload, but...
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
I like that.
This is the wrap I was going to mention. Obviously, you don't have to go on the bridge when you're crossing the water. You can wrap through the water. All it takes is one person with an eagle eye, though. Just one little spot out. Oh, there's a speck in the water. Yeah, that's a free pick-off. I mean, you can dive a little bit and try to avoid, but
well, this
probably
is going to end on
see.
airbase, right?
Yeah, I think it might. This is a fun finish to this map, and it looks like we've got 39 players. We might have seen one team fully eliminated at this point with 39 players in the lobby. It started with, I think, 47. So that would be exactly one full team has been fully knocked out, and it probably was the squad. I think it was Kim's squad.
Yeah, they had a rough go being pinched up against the zone, and those 2 teams already brawling at the bridge. It was game over before they even knew it.
Unless one of those players was rotated away somewhere safe, you're right. You get all 7 or 8 players clustered up like that. Just unfortunately, not a lot you can do to stay alive.
I've got to shout out Ethan in the chat. Said comms must be going crazy on 8v8 v8 v8. That's so true. If you think about it, you've got 8 players on your team and you've got in-game comms all open at the same time doing callouts. Oh my gosh.
It must be absolutely wild. But you know what? It must be an even greater fun time.
Absolutely. I'll talk about some loot. That's free for Solara. Looking pretty solid. On Edge's zone, though. They've been... where did this player come from? A rat hiding in the sewers of this building.
A rat.
I don't think it's a full team wipe, but nice trade there from Dill. Keeps the team alive, actually. There's only 2 left, but Solara's right back into it.
It might even be a strategy to hang up in the air towards the end. Keep getting those respawns in, getting your troops,
Yeah, actually just float for as long as possible for the respawns.
Yeah. Well, I think people are going to have to adapt on the fly here. Try to figure out what's going to make it work.
PG's got a nice sight line, but it needs a sight.
Oh!
Annihilated.
Up. Looks like we might have another team going down here. No, I think they're playing really smart. The rest of the... Not that the team that got eliminated isn't smart, but...
Hey, you can throw some shots. Look, this is all for fun. You can throw some shots. This is a competition.
You guys suck! No, I'm just kidding.
Respectfully, of course.
Yeah, respectfully.
Got some in-game pings.
Wow.
Okay. Farouk's got the high ground position. I know we've got some Farouk
fans
in chat.
He's back on the bridge.
They're making sure that not a single person makes it across this bridge should they need to. Bridge barely Well, actually, fairly sizably still inside the zone for now.
Oh,
Solara with the shots on a mod, and then Pickles finding Irene, but Farouk gets nuked from distance.
I love this. It is chaos, and I am embracing it.
And now this squad is going to have to rotate in because they're kind of on the edge of zone. They're making sure nobody else can cross the water, which is smart because likely there'll be a few. But now you're going to have to rotate all together to the next zone, which is going to be very difficult.
And this is starting to get real tricky too, just with the size of the remaining map, with the circles getting closer and closer. You can see everyone getting pushed off of the bridge. We'll see if they can hit a recovery here. But right, those rotations are going to be really tricky, especially if you've got players in advance ready to hold everyone still remaining on the bridge.
Okay, it looks like Kim is still alive. I thought this was the team that got annihilated, but no. Oh, no, it is. Kim spectating at the very bottom middle. It was Kim's team that got eliminated early. RIP, Kim and company.
Looks like this team might be on the way out as well. Not having too many people up. It is not looking good for them. Solara just here, just picking them off with no remorse.
I know, it's a great flanking position.
It is so satisfying in games, and especially in PUBG Mobile, just to be in a position like this where it's pick city. You could pick everybody off that you want.
Oh, and there you go. Some nice connections. Riggs actually downs Winsanity, and this is Winsanity's map that we're playing on right now. But Solara just hanging out, has that nice ice wall up, just chilling. You said it, right? Did you just take pot shots, relaxing?
Well, even the fact that you have infinite ammo is really nice for this, especially with the respawn. It's necessary, and the only way that's possible is through a world of wonder.
Great call out. There's a ton of custom maps. You can go create your own custom map as well. But of course, in playing it, okay. Ace Lawrence with the pro strats.
True parkour.
This is some of my favorite stuff. I love seeing that.
Yeah, we are climbing right now our water tower.
He's doing all the math equations to get up here for sure.
This is what we like to call in the business the God spot. If he can make it all the way up here and not fall, he's done for a shotgun.
Mad respect. I already have mad respect for trying that, you know?
I mean, hey, if you're in zone, that's a perfect spot to hold. Again, these teams, Riggs, did a fantastic job in the first half of the event in our Imagiversary game mode, but actually won as well one of our World of Wonder maps, trying to do it again. They're on the edge of zone, though, and they're fighting a lot. There's a lot of teams out here. Once this blue starts moving in about 10-ish seconds, I believe, if I'm reading that clock correctly, this is what I'm worried about. We were told the blue moves fast.
Mm-hmm.
They might be in trouble if they don't have vehicles.
It may be
actually. That's
a
great call. Yeah, you could potentially get taken out on the rotation, just not having the vehicles, which we saw. PG does have that car available for the move, and nice kind of vertical high point to take a look at what's happening up in front of him. But not a bad spot to be in, especially with that vehicle for the quick escape.
Yeah, I think largely with respawn enabled, that zone is going to be the main factor. You got to worry about people, and people did take out the first team here, but I think as the zone gets smaller and smaller, you're going to see people are going to make some choices. They're not going to be the right ones because they're getting pressured.
Yeah, exactly. Comps are going to be going buck wild, pings all over the place. That'll be chaos. Nice rotation here for Farouk. The save. Can he save again?
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. No.
No. He never completed his mission.
Oh, Ace.
No.
Not my...
Sad. Let the man climb.
Oh, my good friend Ace, looking for a satellite position amongst the satellites and the stars. Couldn't grab it. That's tough.
Did he ever make it to the top? I don't think so.
He was very close.
That might have been a winning position if he made it all the way up.
I know, it was in zone and sizably. I mean, it could have been in zone all the way to the end. It was close at the very least. Not that many. Well, those are all his teammates. I kept thinking we were in the spectator mode. I was like, there's not that many players left. No, there's just 36 still alive in this zone. I'm loving this game mode from Win.
Yeah, this is actually a lot of fun, and you can see when the zones are collapsing, and they weren't kidding on the fast circles. It is very, very aggressive, but Jumps back into that car. Another rotation coming through. And yeah, this is, I feel like the anticipation's just very slowly building for these final circles when you still have so many teams alive. Because keep in mind, if you're just tuning in now, we have 6 teams of 8 players each. So it's actually going to be quite hard to eliminate them with respawns unless you manage to get all 8 taken down, which is no small feat. Only one team has been full eliminated so far. So it's going to be absolute mayhem when we get to that final circle.
This building looking unlooted, though, and finding quite a bit of stuff there. I mean, not a bad position for just having gotten eliminated.
Metalcore. Oh, yeah. I was about to say, Metalcore's in a perfect spot to really barricade up. This is now Metalcore's fort. Pulling a part of the handbook, the playbook, if you will, from Riggs in the first half.
This might be the best spot that I've seen.
I know. You don't have high ground, but able to take out Prishnil. You don't have high ground, but you do have a ton of cover. And as long as you leave open some room to work with, definitely going to be in a really good spot. And a vehicle should the circle not go your direction.
I think high ground might be overrated in this game mode because you're a target. You're a big target.
Yeah, that's right. Especially with this circle. You're right. I mean, a lot of people can shoot up at you with this many players alive. If there was 3 teams alive of 4, high ground probably could win it. But at this point, I think 5 teams left of 8, roughly. This is going to be nuts.
It's also a big benefit of not getting eliminated at any point because you keep your loot. Like, at this point, he would have, like, a scope if he had not got eliminated before, you know?
That's right. Loot is everything always for PUBG Mobile. If you've got good loot, you can find a ton of eliminations.
I do like this location as well that they picked because you have all the barrels around and they're kind of using those along with the ice walls to create these excellent barricades that's going to be a little bit tricky to get into. But you see someone on top, they got the storm right behind them. Some players starting to get down. This is where I think it's going to get really tricky. Look at how small that next circle is. You only got a minute and a half to adjust for it. And Metalcore seems in a really good spot.
Yeah, they're right on the edge, so I think they're technically in it. It's just going to put them in a tough position if they don't get the zone pulled next. So they might want to rotate a bit closer. There is a okay spot right ahead of them with some more barrels, but they can use the ice wall behind them to kind of create a new barricade, right? And I got to shout out Win as well on the game design here for creating this. Not only is the map beautiful and works, right? Basically just using Erangel and then creating new game mode rather than even the map design. But the game design to think about the fact, okay.
Wow.
Oh, okay, hold on. Whoa, my fault. Hey, Killer, I'm trying to drop some knowledge here, and you're just locking and loading on Ace. That's tough scenes, but I was going to say, the fact that they have unlimited ammo is genius, given the fact of how many times you're reviving, getting back in. Looting would be a nightmare if you had to also find ammo, so well done by Win to think ahead.
And I think we have another team that got eliminated here, just looking at the remaining counter.
Mm-hmm.
This car strategy really carrying.
Oh, well, I think maybe respawns turn off at this point now because I saw Ace saying in chat did die, which we saw on screen, but didn't respawn. So maybe this is where things are really going to start to get intense if those respawns turn off.
Yeah, possibly. Or maybe their team was dead at the time. I don't know.
Very true. Very true.
But we'll see. 29 players. This is probably the most players I've seen with this small of a circle in PUBG Mobile. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but on broadcast at the very least, a lot of players to work with. But if you think about the amount of teams, like it's really only a little bit less than 4 teams, 29 players. So I would assume they'd be flying back in right now if respawns were enabled. So we'll assume they are off. So every elimination is going to count for a lot in preparation for the final fight. Papa PG's playing it safe. There's no points for eliminations in this one, folks. This is about who takes it all, who wins it all, and who's the last man standing.
Yeah, I think maybe my favorite part about this design, and you guys touched on it earlier, is that unlimited ammo. It gives you a lot more for like pre-firing, pray and spray. You don't really have to worry about how much ammo you're working with. You can kind of just shoot down range and hope for the best. But these ice blocks too, I like a lot as well because you can kind of add your own variations to the map with those walls, especially toward this end game. And look at that, 55 seconds left. And I think once that 55 seconds counts down, things are going to get really dicey with 28 remaining on the map.
It's going to be an all-out brawl.
I like the visual effect, too, of the kind of smoke wafting off these ice walls. I was seeing it from our last perspective. It's cool.
Yeah, these ice walls are a game changer, though. They definitely change the pace up, and they make fun modes like this possible, so I dig them. They barricaded themselves.
Yeah, so we're spectating Kim, who is watching T-Mag's YouTube and Menace, the last two remaining players on this team. It looks like everybody else is out, so just those two players left alone with their own devices, and they are hanging out inside for a while, especially if that zone continues to pull onto them. I mean, it's honestly a great strategy. Farouk is also playing it safe. Everyone's slowing down to the final circle. Solara's trying to break through.
You gotta respect the strategy.
Yeah, you would say that they're depleting resources to break through, but that's not the case. It's infinite ammo, so you're just biding time at this point. You can theoretically rebuild, but...
Well, how fast can they put up walls versus how fast can you damage them?
Yeah,
that
that's
storm
true.
is chunking.
Yeah, this is where Papa Blue starts getting angry, saying, how is this fight still going on? Well, speaking of dying, Riggs goes down.
Ouch.
Somebody's going to be holding the cross at pretty much every angle at this point, folks. We're in just the final couple circles, still 24 players alive.
Yeah, I think they might have sealed themselves in that room. I don't think it worked out well for them, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, sealed their fate a little bit. I agree. It was working until it really, really wasn't working. And it seems like the players who were outside already kind of building in these walls with the ice blocks, it's working out pretty effectively for them.
I see D. Wayne in chat saying, get in center zone and build an igloo. I don't mind it. The problem is I don't think you can build with these ice walls. You can build the U shape like you can in the Imagiversary game mode. So you'd have to kind of shoot out some of the blocks to be able to peer through. It's a good strategy, though.
That could be. I haven't seen many people try that.
Look, I'm just the master strategist. Somebody else has got to put it into play.
Honorable. Very honorable.
All right, well, Kim's eliminated still, but these are the two players that were hiding out inside the building, and they've elected to kind of finally creep their way out because of the zone. And to heal, though.
Look at how quickly that circle is closing.
Yeah, this is about to be bad. All the walls. Somebody's creeping towards Papa PG.
I feel like we're just watching constant walls go up to protect the rotations. This is such different gameplay than we saw in the past. But when you have infinite walls, that's what you should do. You're creating your own arena.
Crazy.
This is where you would love to be ace and use your shotguns. Just navigate through the arena.
And it's where having the good weaponry really helps out, too.
Oh, gosh. Unlimited walls in this final circle is going to be nuts.
There are 21 players in this tiny circle. Are you kidding me?
This is going to be chaos, but walls are infinite, so I don't know even how you fit. It might be a heal off in the zone. You can box somebody in.
Yeah. Getting some height here might not be bad to survey the situation, but also makes you a target.
I know, especially because you, as much as you want eliminations, I'd be the bloodthirsty killer trying to grab eliminations, but you're really looking to win.
Yeah, send someone out if you can afford to, depending on how many people are left in your team. Send someone out as a scout. You just have them climb up there, and, well, if they get down, hopefully they can shimmy off fast enough that you can pick them back up again.
That zone is crunching.
Yeah, we're just watching Farouk have to spectate.
Gosh.
And you got to shoot down these walls. Oh, my goodness.
The play zone took down someone.
All right, it's about to take down a lot of people, Katie, because there's so many walls. Here's the fight we've been waiting for. PG in trouble. One comes around the corner and falls. Death, destruction from all over the place.
What has happened? What has happened?
I don't think it was an actual draw. We're looking at the kills. Doesn't matter. Eliminations, wins or otherwise. Ice walls everywhere. I think Papa Blue was tired of it, TG. That was nuts.
I mean, we kind of expected what would happen, but it went crazier than we thought, seeing some of the things. Farouk going on the bridge, that team trapping themselves in the control room. My man trying to climb the tower. This game mode really made everyone embrace creativity, especially with the respawn enabled, and you love to see it.
I totally agree. We saw creativity from map design for some of our teams and our maps. You see creativity from some of our game mode design from Winsanity, and then creativity from our players trying to figure out how do I associate and work my way through these game modes to make them work for me. That's the big question. Katie, you can talk us through some of these replays. The bridge was my favorite fights, and from both sides, right? The high ground and the bridge proper.
Yeah, you saw them building those ice blocks on the bridge, which seemed to be really effective until PG's entire squadron descended over the side of a hill and just had perfect vision down onto that bridge, was able to cause a lot of carnage. You see Solara, that was kind of at the latter half of the destruction of the bridge. And then there was Ace, who was doing such a good job of climbing. And then I think it was PG, I believe, who maybe took those pot shots, knocked Ace down. I'm sad because we never got to see him get all the way up to the top of the tower. But this really was a lot of fun. I liked this map design a lot. I think it was very well done.
Here's the final fight. Oh, non-stop chaos. I don't know who ended up getting the final elimination. I do see Winsanity finding that knock, by the way, on Papa PG rather. So all the PGs, you go blame the map designer, the game mode designer, Winsanity. He might have just come out on top because he knew what was going on. He knew the strats. I mean, TG, talk to me a little bit about how much fun we've had. Obviously, all 6 maps were a lot of fun. Totally different, but truly a world of wonder, wouldn't you say?
Oh, truly. I mean, just the ability of all the creators to make these things, and that this is just the beginning.
Absolutely is. And speaking of just the beginning, we are actually at the end of our giveaways, but we do have some, right? Let's head over to the giveaways because we've got more for you. You gotta type it in fast. I know everybody's saying they're not real. Oh, they're definitely real. There's just some people with some crazy fast fingers. PUBGmobile.com/redeem. They've probably already claimed 2 or 3, so you better move quickly. 5 codes, 10,000 UC apiece. Go type in your user ID, then type in the code. PUBGmobile.com/redeem. We throw them at you quickly so nobody can prepare. It's just whoever can move the fastest. And here are your 5 codes. PUBGmobile.com/redeem is where you can redeem those codes and claim your UC. 300,000 UC given away today. Crazy and really cool to see. Thank you again to PUBG Mobile and of course Samsung Galaxy for making that possible. Katie, as we kind of finish up and wrap up the event, we had 2 different sections of the tournament. We had kind of the more professional, kind of like aggressive, competitive side, and then our really fun World of Wonders side. Any favorite moments to kind of close out our show today?
Honestly, I had so much fun. I think the parkour, I believe it was map 3 with the racing. Yes, map 3, Racing Yasna. I really liked that a lot. I thought it was a ton of fun. I feel like Ace had some tough moments because on map 3 there, World of Wonder, Ace's car got stuck at the very end, got knocked down trying to climb up onto the tower, but really made for some great moments. And honestly, who knows, good, maybe down the line we're gonna get to see some competitive gameplay played out in some of these World of Wonder content created maps. Could be a lot of fun.
There you go. Katie's got the 5-head strategies for some promotional content. I am here for it. Now, TG, I'm going to ask you your favorite things. And yet again, I'm going to cut you off before you can because we've got a very exciting thing that you've been waiting on. We'll see if maybe, TG, you were the winner of our Samsung Galaxy PUBG Mobile sweepstakes that we've been waiting to reveal. Here are our 5 winners. If you see the name on the screen, you've won a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra.
Sorry to interrupt. I know one of these people.
Do you really?
I do. I know Waleed.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, our good friend Waleed Muhammad, you are one of our 5 winners. Of course, we've got Rossio, we've got Rao, we've got Brooks, and Bilal. You've all won a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Now, if you see your name on the screen, you will be contacted. We've got your information. That's what happens when you enter in the sweepstakes. You get your information, we'll contact you, okay? So we'll reach out. will get you that Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, all courtesy, of course, of Samsung Galaxy, who we've been talking about all day today. They're the reason we're here with PUBG Mobile in order to celebrate the 5th anniversary. So congratulations to all of our players. TG, that's insane that you know one of our winners, because there were thousands of entries into our sweepstakes. And you know one of our players.
And he is a moderator of mine. And I'm going to speak to him after because
that's
I'm
so
getting that
cool.
phone. I'm getting that phone.
What are the chances? Well, really cool story. Now, TG, you've got a moderator to go hound. So before I send you away, you got to talk to me about your favorite moment you got a chance to see in our World of Wonder. 6 maps, any big moments in particular that stick out to you?
That is an incredibly difficult question because this has just been filled with incredible moments from beginning to end, even before I came onto the stream. But if I had to pick, if I really, really had to pick, I'm going to say it might be that battle by the bridge at that last game there. I mean, it was just so epic, and just people just like seeing them unite, seeing them as a team, seeing that bridge moment. It was all so fantastic, and that game modes like this created by players of PUBG Mobile can create those moments. Fantastic. I love it.
Here at PUBG Mobile, we bridge the gap between our content creators, our VIPs, and our creators, literally hanging out on bridges together. It's a great time around these parts, and we've had a blast celebrating TG with you and, of course, with Katie. I've asked for your final thoughts, which means, unfortunately, it's my least favorite part of the show. I do have to send you off and bid you farewell. I had a blast with both of you in the booth. Thank you so much for joining us today. TG, you got a moderator hound. See if you can go get one of those Samsung Ultra S23s, because they are dope, okay? Well, hey, Samsung Galaxy, PUBG Mobile, you're amazing, but casters, get out of here. We're gonna close out the show. Folks, look, we have had so much fun today in the booth. Again, joined by our amazing friends, TG, Typical Gamer, and Katie Bedford. But I've been your host today, Grandmaster Goj. Go by Goj, and we love PUBG Mobile around here. I've had the chance to host a number of these, and the 5th anniversary was nothing if not special and a lot of fun. So thank you all at home, everybody, for joining in. Hopefully some of you won some of those UC code giveaways. And if you haven't, make sure you go follow PUBG Mobile on all their major socials. They always have events going on that you can theoretically get involved in. Had some of our community members, some of you at home, that got involved in some of our World of Wonder game modes. So if you want to do more with PUBG Mobile, go get involved on all their socials, follow, and everything like that. They've got a ton of information. You can always be involved with PUBG Mobile. They're trying to get you involved. We want you involved, so go follow them. But you have to be able to play PUBG Mobile in order to do that, to get involved and play in our events. So go download PUBG Mobile right now if you have an iOS store, but also on that Google Play Store for Android, especially if you've got that Samsung Galaxy Ultra S23, because, well, PUBG Mobile is a lot of fun. And again, 5 years of PUBG Mobile. Some of these creators have been around since the beginning, and they're still here competing and having a blast today to celebrate. But this is just the beginning, because in all reality, there's so much more coming down the line. PUBG Mobile is always innovating. So thank you to Samsung Galaxy for making this possible and celebrating with us. And thank you to PUBG Mobile. Folks, I have had so much fun, but unfortunately, we will have to close out the show at some point. As much as I want to keep hanging out with everybody at home, it's time. So folks, I'll see you in the next show. Continue to celebrate. Go check out the new game modes. And make sure you download PUBG Mobile. We'll see you next time.